is why has no action been taken against the corporator Ramesh Mhatre? I have Abhishek joining me live. He is outside the hospital where this incident has taken place. Abhishek, some action, but not enough, because the man at the center of the controversy who remains defiant, the corporator Mhatre, has not been arrested.
Definitely, and this is what NDTV will continuously raise it and ask the authorities, when will Mhatre be arrested, because he's been named in the FIR, and also what the doctors are demanding. Let me show you. I'm outside the same hospital, and this is the second straight day where doctors have called for the strike, and this is the board which is written in Marathi, clearly mentioning that we condemn the incident that took place in this hospital and not acceptable of violence, and they are protesting. Only emergency services in this hospital are operational, and you can see the door is closed for all the OPD services. In fact, patients who are unaware they are coming for OPD services are now going from here, and the only emergency services continues. But as we speak, a delegation of doctor along with the senior doctor from this hospital are meeting the KDMC commissioner to resolve this entire issue, and their primary demand is to assure security, and at the same time, until the corporator is arrested, the protest will continue. OPD services will remain suspended, is what they have conveyed to the commissioner, and we will have to wait until the meetings is ended and what a resolution comes out, because the doctor are firm on their demand that they will not start the OPD services until the corporator is arrested. And the same thing is what NDTV is constantly asking, that though 3 of the members who are seen in the CCTV footage have been arrested by the police, but the corporator is yet to be arrested. Back to you.
All right, Abhishek, do stay with me. I will come back to you in a moment from now, but we have another update coming in. This time you have a Shinde MLA defending the Dombivli corporator. Sanjay Gaikwad, who is a Shinde Sena MLA, has defended the corporator. He says in the video, "I haven't seen our leader hit a woman. The fight was between 2 men. The mentality of staff at all the civic hospitals across Maharashtra is that they only want their salaries regardless of the patient's death. Seeing such a situation, someone gets furious. Therefore, hospital officials should also improve. The FIR filed against our leader is wrong."
रमेश मात्रे का मैंने वीडियो कोई महिला डॉक्टर को मारते हुए नहीं देखा है। जहाँ मारपीट हो रही है वो 2 जेंट्स में हो रही है, लेकिन सवाल ये है कि पूरे महाराष्ट्र के अंदर जितने भी सिविल हॉस्पिटल है, मैं 40 साल से मेरा उन लोगों से संपर्क है। जिस तरह से हम सरकारी कर्मचारी, हमारा पगार चालू है, पेशेंट आए जाए, पेशेंट मरे या उसकी ट्रीटमेंट ना हो, ये सारी कर्मचारियों की मानसिकता मैंने आंखों से देखी है। इसी वजह से एक आधे पेशेंट की अवहेलना देखने के बाद में, उसकी गंभीर स्थिति देखने के बाद में किसी को गुस्सा आ सकता है, बट मैं उनका समर्थन करूँगा नहीं। शायद वो चाहते तो वो अलग मार्ग से करते थे, लेकिन सरकारी हॉस्पिटल की परिस्थिति बदलना भी जरूरी है।
Saurabh Gupta joining me live from Mumbai. Saurabh, you have Sanjay Gaikwad, who is a Shinde Sena MLA also, who is defending the corporator. But this is insult to injury, isn't it? Because on one hand, he, of course, is going ahead evidently and backing the corporator, supporting him. But over and above, he's also insulting the medical fraternity by saying that when it comes to these government hospitals, these doctors are only bothered about their salaries.
Absolutely, I mean, that's really adding insult to injury, and obviously this is something that reflects the mindset of people who not only indulge in acts like this, which is assaulting medical practitioners, but also, the people who are backing him. Now, obviously, this has caused embarrassment to his party, and I'll explain why. Because obviously, Shrikant Shinde, who is the Deputy Chief Minister Eknath Shinde's son, also happens to be a doctor himself, and he's put out a post saying he understands the pressures under which medical practitioners work. Now, at hospitals like this, there is obviously a huge workload. There's a lot of patients coming in, and doctors often struggle to accommodate everyone. It is in situations like these when often political representatives also come in, and some go as far as assaulting doctors, which is what has happened in this case, and it's been caught on camera. If it had not been caught on camera, there would have probably been denials, but obviously in spite of it having been caught on camera, there are still some people who are denying it. And in fact, NDTV has been asking those questions about what is the mechanism that can be brought about in terms of safety of doctors, because this clearly is not an isolated case. This reflects a pattern, and you know, the people who are defending this action and the people who are wearing, this action as some sort of credential, saying we've done it before, are all responsible. And therefore, the question remains is, why arrest only a few people who are seen? Why not arrest the corporator who's seen actually assaulting that doctor on camera? That's the question really before authorities.
Do stay with me. I have the former Mumbai mayor on the phone line, Kishori Pednekar. I want to ask you, what is your reaction to this story? That's the first thing I want to know. How do you assess the situation at the hospital with the corporator slapping, assaulting people, including a woman doctor?
एकनाथ शिंदे उपमुख्यमंत्री, उनके वो सब नगर सेवक है। उन्होंने जो नाम आ रहा है नगर सेवक का, उन्होंने पहले भी ऐसे ही गुन्हे किए हैं, ऐसा ही क्राइम किया है। उन्होंने बंदूक दिखाई है लोगों को। बंदूक परवाना पहला उनका कैंसिल होना चाहिए, और अंदर जाके डॉक्टर और सिस्टर को मारते। तो मुझे लगता है ये बहुत ही यूपी बिहार तो अभी कम हुए, महाराष्ट्र यूपी बिहार के ऊपर चल रहा है क्या? और इसके ऊपर अपने गुंड और कुछ धाक देके रहना चाहिए, और धाक देके कोई अंदर नहीं जाना चाहिए। अभी हमारे शिवसेना के लोग जा रहे थे तो उनको भी धमकाया, अब कैसे जाते हैं हम देखते। मतलब है अभी जो महाराष्ट्र में चल रहे हैं वो बहुत ही संगीन जुर्माने हो रहे, और वो बहुत ही लोगों के ऊपर धाक टपट हो रहे, लोग डर रहे। अभी डॉक्टर सिस्टर कोई मन लगा के काम नहीं करेंगे, कोई डॉक्टर सिस्टर नहीं चाहते किसी रुग्ण की मृत्यु हो। लेकिन डॉक्टर भगवान है, लेकिन एक्चुअल भगवान नहीं है। भगवान जैसे काम करते, सिस्टर भी काम करती है, और उनको ही पिटा जाता है भर उनके प्रीमाइसेस में। तो सिक्योरिटी कहाँ है? 1,500 आप महिलाओं को दे रहे और महिलाओं को ही पिट रहे, क्या क्या है?
आप और आपकी पार्टी इन डॉक्टर्स को कैसे सपोर्ट करेंगे?
गए हैं सपोर्ट करने के लिए, कल भी गए, आज भी उन आंदोलन कर रहे उनका। हम भी आज, मैं कहती हूँ ऐसे सिचुएशन का मैं निषेध करती हूँ, जाहिर निषेध करती हूँ। और उप मुख्यमंत्री एकनाथ शिंदे साहब ने देखना चाहिए, कल परसों ही वो हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट हुए थे, उनकी तबीयत खराब थी, अभी कुछ मुझे लग रहा है कि अच्छी है। तो उन्होंने देखा होगा डॉक्टर कैसे काम करते, सिस्टर कैसे काम करते। नर्स लोगों को पिटेंगे, डॉक्टर को पिटेंगे तो क्या है? मोंगला ही है क्या? घुस खाएंगे, ऐसा नहीं होता था। ये डायरेक्ट घुस के आप मारामारी पिटकरी करते हैं।
जी,
महाराष्ट्र यूपी बिहार से भी आगे निकल गया, यूपी बिहार अभी सुधर गया।
All right, thank you for joining us there on the big story here on NDTV. Well, NDTV has grilled the Sena corporator who assaulted a female doctor, 2 fellow physicians and 3 nurses in Dombivli's government hospital. Ramesh Mhatre has denied assaulting any woman doctor or nurse. He claims he intervened to save the life of a pregnant woman, and he says he respects women and maintains that while he snatched a phone from a doctor's hand during the altercation, he did not physically assault any member of the medical staff. This comes after a video of him went viral of assaulting the doctors and nurses in the hospital. The incident took place at a government hospital in Dombivli. The CCTV footage shows a confrontation inside the hospital, and the man seen leading the group has been identified as the corporator himself, Ramesh Mhatre. And like we said, video doesn't lie, CCTV cameras don't lie, mobile footage and visuals don't lie. Let's just take you through what happened on the 6th of July. The man you see there is Ramesh Mhatre. You see him assaulting a woman. There's a phone in her hand. What seems to be the case is her seemingly calling for help. and that's when he pounces and he takes away that phone. That phone falls, as you can see. After that, you see him assaulting another person, after which his supporters also go ahead and assault other people who are a part of the medical staff there. And then you have Mr. Mhatre saying that I did not hit anyone. My job was to save two people, a family there that was asking for help. But as I said, pictures don't lie. He remains defiant. He's refused to apologize. NDTV has grilled him for over 15 minutes, but he has said that he has done no harm. Saurabh Gupta is joining me live once again. Saurabh, let's just once again focus now on the doctors. The protests continue, the strike continues. What's the latest at a time when the pressure is building on the Shiv Sena, the Shinde factor there to take action against the Corporator?
Well, I mean, there's no reason to not act against him except for political considerations. And that's something that obviously is the question that everyone will be asking. If there is a case, if he's clearly seen on camera, if there's no reason to let him go scot-free, why should the police not take this man into custody and follow the legal procedure, whatever it is? Therefore, the doctors are saying that, often because people get away with acts like these, medical practitioners continue to work in situations where sometimes they are assaulted by patient parties, sometimes by thugs like Ramesh Mhatre, who clearly seem to know no boundaries and, the process of law. So obviously this is going to be a question that will be put. Now, again, if you look at the tweet of Shrikant Shinde, he's someone who's, of course, a doctor himself, like I said, and therefore people will be looking to him also to see what action would be taken, because he's someone who understands at least, the condition in which medical practitioners, especially in government sectors, in government hospitals, work, the kind of workload they take on daily and the kind of circumstances they put up with, including pressures from patients' families, and also in this case, rowdy politicians who believe that they have the right to assault someone if they're, if what they're saying is not adhered to. And in this case, even go as far as assault a woman doctor. Obviously, you can see him lunging at her. The phone falls. It's all on camera, and therefore he cannot deny, because if it had not been on camera, I'm sure there were going to be denials.
Absolutely, and that is, I think, the biggest evidence against the Corporator, who remains in denial despite all the proof, mounting proof against him, and with the opposition in the state wanting action. Now, NDTV's managing editor Shiv Arur has grilled the Shiv Sena Corporator, who remained defiant about his actions. Listen in to an excerpt from that conversation.
ये जो वीडियो जो सामने आया है, जो एनडीटीवी ने ब्रेक किया है, सीधा सवाल है रमेश जी, ये है कि क्या आपको जरा भी शर्म नहीं आती है लेडी डॉक्टर्स, महिला डॉक्टर्स और नर्सेज पे हाथ उठाते हुए? क्या आपको शर्म नहीं आती?
मेरे को उस बात का पूरा अफसोस है, लेकिन ये सरासर झूठ बात है कि लेडी डॉक्टर के ऊपर हमने हाथ उठाया।
वीडियो तो सामने है सर, वीडियो तो सामने है हमारे।
नहीं, उसका फोन कान से हटाया हमने
सर। वीडियो
फोन कान से हटाया, फोन पे बात कर रहे थे, हमसे बात ही नहीं कर रही थी वो।
आपको हक किसने दिया सर हाथ उठाने?
उसका फोन के ऊपर मारे, फोन रखो। आपको किसने
नहीं,
कभी नहीं,
किसी पे भी हाथ
हमारा हम शिवसैनिक है, लेडी के ऊपर हम कभी हाथ नहीं उठाते।
आपने हाथ उठाया है एक लेडी डॉक्टर
वो जो बता रहे हैं, वो जो बता रहे हैं
वैभव पे आपने हाथ उठाया है,
लेकिन वो जो
गुंडे आपके पास थे,
फोन के ऊपर हमने फोन उसका अलग किया। और उसका अलग
नहीं किया आपने, उसके हाथ और गले
हमसे बात नहीं कर रही थी वो।
वीडियो पे आ रहा है, ये वीडियो पे आ रहा है रमेश जी, आप झूठ नहीं बोल सकते हैं, आप झूठ नहीं बोल सकते।
गले पे नहीं मारा है, कान में फोन रखा था, फोन के ऊपर हमने झटका दे के फोन हमने अलग कर दिया उसका हाथ से।
रमेश जी
फोन पे बात कर रहे थे और हमारे पेशेंट का कंडीशन।
मेरा सवाल सुनिए, मेरा सवाल सुनिए। चलो मान लेते हैं कि आपने इसके हाथ पे मारा, आप फोन हटा रहे थे, आप एक कॉर्पोरेटर हो, आप एक पब्लिक रिप्रेजेंटेटिव हो, आपको किसने हक दिया हाथ उठाने का? आपको किसने हक दिया?
हमको हमारे पार्टी के बाला साहेब ठाकरे ने दिया, जहाँ भी अन्याय हो वहाँ आप अपना तरीका दिखा सकते हो, लेकिन बात सुनिए,
बाला साहेब
हमारी भी
आपको
वहाँ एक
आप महाराष्ट्र के नागरिकों को बोल रहे हैं कि आपके
अन्याय के खिलाफ कुछ भी हमने लेडी डॉक्टर के ऊपर नहीं उठाया। आप
सर ये वीडियो तो देखिए,
क्या वो डॉक्टर एक पेशेंट को सरेआम मार सकते हैं क्या? देखने दो ना, पब्लिक को कुछ मालूम नहीं हुआ क्या हो रहा था।
सर आप
अगर हमको
काम करते हैं,
बात करने
आपका काम है सर,
हम आते ही नहीं। अगर हमारा फोन उठाते तो हम आते ही नहीं सर उधर।
तो आपके पास कोई अफसोस नहीं?
अगर हमारा फोन लेते हैं डॉक्टर तो हमको आने की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ता था।
अफसोस बिल्कुल नहीं है, हिंसा इस्तेमाल करने का कोई अफसोस ही नहीं है, रिग्रेट नहीं है। क्या आप माफी मांगेंगे? डॉक्टर श्रुति, डॉक्टर वैभव, जो 2 नर्सेस थे वहां पे, क्या आप माफी मांगेंगे उनसे? एफआईआर दर्ज हुई है आपके खिलाफ, आपके गुंडों के खिलाफ भी दर्ज हुई है।
भी दलित थी और मेरे को सर सुनिए
सर, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है। अंडर द लॉ व्हेन वायलेंस हैज बीन यूज्ड,
नहीं फर्क पड़ता है। बात तो सुनो, वो लेडी डॉक्टर थी ना सर, लेडी डॉक्टर थी ना, वो भी दलित समाज है और मेरे को अभिमान है कि दलित समाज की लेडी डॉक्टर बनती है, एक लड़की डॉक्टर बनी है और हमारे हॉस्पिटल में काम कर रहे हैं। उसके लिए मेरे को बहुत गर्व महसूस हो रहा है उसके लिए। लेकिन
आपके पास कोई जवाब नहीं है और आप ये दलित कार्ड प्ले कर रहे हो।
अभी मारूंगा।
आप कुछ कागज से पढ़ रहे हैं क्या सर?
मैंने किया है,
आप कुछ
2 जान बचाए
पढ़ रहे हैं।
हमारे वजह से 2 जान बच गई है सर। हमारे 2 जान बच गए। हम एसएससी पास है
सर। ये तो साफ नजर आ रहा है कि आपके पास एक नैरेटिव मिल गया है, आपके पास एक नैरेटिव मिल गया है निकलने का। मैं सिर्फ ये पूछ रहा हूँ, आपको
और उसके माँ की जान बच गई है।
डॉक्टर श्रुति और डॉक्टर वैभव और 2 नर्सेस जो हैं, जिसको आपने मारा है और आपके गुंडों ने मारा है, क्या आप माफी मांगेंगे? एनडीटीवी आप नेशनल चैनल पर हो ना, लाइव हो, क्या आप माफी मांगेंगे उनसे?
कार्यकर्ता थे सर, वो कार्यकर्ता थे, हमारे पार्टी के कार्यकर्ते थे।
वो जो गुंडे हैं, ये विजुअल देखिए एनडीटीवी पर, ये रो रहे हैं नर्सेस, ये नर्सेस और डॉक्टर्स रो रहे हैं, उनकी आंखों में आंसू है सर। वो स्ट्राइक पर है अभी क्योंकि आपने हाथ उठाया उन पर।
तो सर उसके आंखों में आंसू है।
जो टीवी
और वो जो प्रेग्नेंट महिला थी, वो क्या जानवर थी क्या?
क्या आगे जाके
आदमी नहीं
करेंगे आप? आगे जाके ऐसे ही करेंगे आप?
उसका नहीं था।
ये सब छोड़िए,
हमारे सीएम
ये सब छोड़िए। आप जननायक नहीं हो सर, हाथ उठा के आप जननायक नहीं बनते हो, आप गुंडे ही हो। अगर आप हाथ उठाएंगे तो आप गुंडे ही हो, आपको गुंडा आ जाएगा।
Maharashtra government has taken note of NDTV's coverage on the assault on a female doctor by the Shiv Sena Corporator Ramesh Bhatre. Shiv Sena MP Shrikant Shinde has also condemned the assault, saying such behavior is unacceptable, confirming that a police case has been registered and assured that strict action will be taken. Shiv Sena MLA Sanjay Gaikwad, in fact, has defended the Corporator and said doctors are just after their salaries. Shiv Sena UBT MLA Aditya Thackeray has targeted the Mahayuti government, questioning whether Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis will tolerate gundagiri, is what he said of an ally, and demanded action against the Corporator. Congress has also slammed the Mahayuti government over the incident and demanded strict action.
लोकशाही प्रक्रिया में जिस तरह से अगर हम लोग काम करते हैं तो काम करते समय अगर किसी से दिरंगाई होती है तो उसके लिए अपीलिंग अथॉरिटी है, कंप्लेनेंट अथॉरिटी है, उनके पास हम लोग जाएंगे और उनके ऊपर कार्रवाई करने के लिए मांग करेंगे तो सही रहेगा। हम अगर मारपीट पे आएंगे तो ये बात ठीक नहीं है। जैसा कि लोकशाही प्रक्रिया में हम लोग जबकि पॉलिटिकल वर्कर है तो हम लोगों के लिए बहुत सारी आचार संहिता रहती है जिसका पालन करना ये हमारे लिए बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण रहता है। डॉक्टर्स को हम लोग अपील करेंगे, एक घटना घटी है तो उसके लिए जो कुछ कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए वो तो कार्रवाई होगी। बाकी अभी तो बारिश चल रही है, बारिश इतनी चल रही है कि डॉक्टर्स की ज़रूरत अभी हमें है, समाज को है, तो इसके लिए ज़रा थोड़ी सी धीरज रखिए। जो गलत है उसके लिए जो कुछ कार्रवाई होगी हो जाएगी।
लोग ने इसमें टीवी पे देखा, अभी साहब हमारे उसके ऊपर निर्णय ले लेंगे क्या बात हुआ, किस तरह से ऐसा किया और क्यों किया। नहीं करना चाहिए, ये बात सही है और हमारे साहब उसका एक्शन ले लेंगे। वह सो हुआ लेकिन उसका भी एकनाथ शिंदे साहब कोई ना कोई कर तजुर्बा निकाले।
गुंडागर्दी को पार्टी नहीं होती, रंग नहीं होता, जात नहीं होती, ना कोई विषय में गुंडा कोई भी पार्टी का होने दो, किसी बड़े नेता का भाई होने दो। आप मुझे आज भी याद है सम्माननीय सुधाकर राव नाइक जब मुख्यमंत्री थे तो उन्होंने अपनी ही पार्टी के लोगों में ऐसा जेल में ठूस दिया। भाई ठाकुर याद आते होंगे ना आपको। तो मैं समझता हूं कि गुंडे को कौन सी पार्टी है, उसको पार्टी में सदस्य बनना इसमें कोई स्क्रूटिनी नहीं होती। तो कभी कभी कोई व्यक्ति गुंडागर्दी करता होगा तो कानून अपना काम करेगा, उसको पार्टी कहाँ पे है।
The mother of the patient whom the corporator claimed to have protected has also defended him.
6 बजे से हम लोग रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे, पाँव पड़ रहे डॉक्टर के पास। अब वो भी लेडीज ही है ना, वो लेडीज के ऊपर लेडीज जान नहीं बचा सकती तो फिर क्या वो डॉक्टर हम लोग भगवान मानते हैं। मैं बोलती भी उनको।
लेकिन जिस तरीके से दादा के कार्यकर्ता आते हैं, दादा खुद आते हैं, एक तरीके से हाथापाई होती है, वो कितना सही लगता है आपको? सही
नहीं है, गलत नहीं, सही भी नहीं है। वो लोग ने बहुत दादा के ऊपर गलत किया है, इसीलिए दादा ने बच्चा समझ के तुम लोग क्यों ऐसा कर रहे, बच्ची के जान जाएंगे, इसीलिए दादा ने उसको ऐसा मारा है। नहीं तो कुछ भी नहीं, इतना वो लोग ने बहुत लंबा खींच के लगाया है।
The Federation of All India Medical Association has expressed its strongest condemnation of the brutal assault on doctors, nurses and healthcare workers at the KDMC Shastrinagar Hospital in Maharashtra.
Receiving complaints from Maharashtra and various other states of the country that there is no security. The security guards who works in a hospital are merely retired officials of paramilitary forces who are just making sure that the cars are parked in a right way. Whenever something like this happens, there is no security. And when some politicians like this, some corporator who is on one of the topmost posts and does something like this, then FIR is not done, police does not take action, and the entire matter, if the media would have not raised this issue, this matter would have gone in silent and nothing must have been done. And even right now, I was just hearing the arrogance and the goonism that is still there in this person, and the way he was speaking that whatever he has done is correct, and he still believes that he is right in some way or the other.
Relentless rains for the last 48 hours now has killed around 13 people in a single day. Palghar bears the brunt with an 8th red alert in a row in Maharashtra. The Surya River has breached its banks at Maswan, submerging the Palghar-Manar highway. Traffic was halted and authorities remained on high alert along the riverbank. Amid the chaos, a moment of courage from Kalyan as well. Police Inspector Pankaj Giri, wading through shoulder-deep flood waters, rescued a 4-year-old and his family. But Ratnagiri had a tragedy. A landslide buried a home, killing father-son, Shantaram and Satish Shelar. The NDRF pulled out 73-year-old Kalpana Shelar alive. And in Jalgaon, there was heartbreaking scenes that were witnessed. 3 teenage boys drowned in a flood quarry. One slipped in. His 2 friends jumped in to save him. None of them made it out. Here's a look at a report filed by my colleague Tejshri.
Well, devastating pictures emerging from Trambakeshwar, where the entire area has been submerged in water, and it is in fact very difficult to walk in this area from where we are reporting right now. This in fact is one of the laundry shops, and the water has started entering the shops, the houses of the people who are staying over here, and the entire area has been completely flooded with water. NDTV has reached on ground zero, and we'll be showing you the pictures actually, so as to how the water has completely affected the day-to-day lives of the people. In the visuals you can see that this used to be a laundry shop. Here in the pictures as well you can see that there are these cupboards of the shops and how they are completely submerged in the water. And this is not for the first time that the people are witnessing this situation, but due to extreme rainfall, due to extreme downpour, the situation remains to be very critical in this entire area. And in the visuals as well, Ashok ji, if you can pan the camera and show the visuals this side, so as to how the people are compelled actually to stay inside this area. कैसे देख रहे हैं सिचुएशन को? आपके पूरी दुकान में पानी भर गया है फिलहाल इस वक्त प्रवीण?
ये तो 10-12 साल से यही हो रहा है। हाँ। जो पहले पीडब्ल्यूडी के इसमें आता था ये 3 किलोमीटर त्र्यंबक से रेडिएशन, लेकिन अब भी जो हद बढ़ी है तो वो त्र्यंबक नगर परिषद के अधीन है, लेकिन अभी ये ना पीडब्ल्यूडी ने कुछ किया है 12 साल से, ये पानी हर साल हमारे लॉन्ड्री में आता है।
अभी इस बार जो है रेड अलर्ट इशू किया गया है, कहा गया है कि बादल भी फट सकते हैं, तो क्या इस कारण से और ज़्यादा स्थिति खराब है? हम देख सकते हैं कि पूरे दुकान के अंदर आपके पानी चला गया है।
हाँ, वो हर साल का है, ये 12 साल से यही हो रहा है। और अभी तो मतलब उन्होंने रेड अलर्ट दिया हुआ है, इतना तो बारिश हुआ नहीं है अभी तक।
और बारिश होगी तो कितना समस्या होगी?
हाँ, तो ये पूरे लॉन्ड्री में पानी भर जाता है, पूरी मशीनरी खराब हो जाती है हमारी।
बहुत समस्या, अभी तो कुछ भी बारिश नहीं है। अभी जब ज़्यादा बारिश आएगी ना तभी इधर आना जाना भी नहीं रहेगा। पूरा
अभी हम चल के जब आ रहे थे तब मिट्टी भी नीचे धंस रही थी, काफी खतरनाक है।
पूरा रास्ते पे पानी आए, पूरा रूम में पानी। जो लोग रहते हैं ना लेबर लोग, उनके रूम में पूरा पानी गए,
सबके घर में भी पानी,
सब में घर।
So you see viewers, the situation actually is quite critical over here, as they were narrating that not for the first time, that they have been witnessing this situation, but they are also in fact worried that what will happen if the situation continues to be like this, and in the given time we see that the downpour continues, and also the red alert, the manner in which the situation is unfolding, that is also quite critical and quite concerning.
Well, disaster has struck Wayanad once again, this time a deadly tunnel mudslide killing 5 people. However, Kerala Cabinet Minister has called it a man-made tragedy as well. Kerala Minister Siddiqui has levelled a grave charge stating that the district collector was warned prior and that the Konkan Railways took no action. Reports state that on the 20th of June, the district collector Wayanad wrote a letter stating that work at the twin tunnel project near Meenakshi area of Keralam's Wayanad district should stop temporarily until the soil accumulated post-tunneling is removed from the area. Keralam Chief Minister has also taken stock of the situation and doubled down on his minister's stance. Satishan said that the mud removal request was in place and that contractors didn't abide by orders.
Wayanad landslide is a very unfortunate it has happened. Now the government is going to study in detail, a techno-legal study we are going to study, and we will go for the investigation also. And second thing is that we will check the construction company. There are some conditions from the Environment Department of the central government, whether they are obeying these conditions or not. The PWD minister directed the PWD secretary, and PWD secretary and other engineers went to this place and they checked. They also warned the concerned parties, contractors, to the possibilities for a disaster.
Yesterday we were able to retrieve 3 bodies and 9 people have been shifted to the hospital. All of them are doing very well. They are stable. 1 person, 2-3 persons are in ICU, and they are given very good care. So today the focus will be to find these 5 missing persons. So we are continuing the search and rescue operation. We have divided into 4 zones, and equipments are there, cadaver dogs are there with us. So we have mobilized everything, and we will be focusing on that. And we are trying to reinstate the transportation also. So once that is done, we will see further what actions have to be done.
Traffic through block the roads due to the mudslide completely cleared by 4 a.m. today morning, early morning. And it will help all activities, including the transport, the vehicle, the equipment for the searching, and all will be boosted in a very good manner.
NDTV continues to be on ground. We are right now in Wayanad's Mepadi region where the landslide has struck, and 5 members so far have died, and apparently half a dozen of them are still undergoing a treatment at a private hospital. Meanwhile, 5 of them are still feared to be trapped. Now that's the reason why that a small change that's been done in the rescue operation this morning to find that 5 members who are trapped over here at this region, where you can see in our visuals clearly the rescue operation team continues to be on ground. The rescue operation is also on. Now this whole region, for your information viewers, has been divided into 4 zones the teams are working in all 4 areas to see to it that this whole operation can be fast-tracked as well and find the bodies. Apparently, the rescue operation was on throughout the night as well, but not even a single body that the team was able to bring it out as well. Now, that's the reason they want to ensure that this operation continues to be at a greater speed now to find those who are trapped under this debris. Now, this is exactly the location you see is basically a twin tunnel road construction point at an entry point. You see that's where basically the excavated soil was mounted for almost 3 to 4 meters. The soil which all got really gathered, you see when the landslide happened, you can see through the CCTV visuals how that the water basically gushed down that way, where 5 of them are died. That way many managed to have a miraculous escape as well. The rain continues to be very heavy even now. You see for the past 2 days the rainfall over here is no less than 200 millimeters that way. You can see how that the water flow also continues to be very heavy there. The rescue operation team is also finding it difficult that way, in their operation because the rain still continue as well. But meanwhile, the efforts are still on. The system really needs to answer multiple questions as well. Despite that, the government might be coming out to state that the DC as well as the NDRF team had warned already and had given them instruction to stop this work temporarily. But the important question over here that gets raised is that what were they doing for 17 days after issuing that notice and conveying, basically communicating that decision as well to halt the work? Why wasn't the work basically stopped here? On the other side, you see the private contractor over here, basically whose DBL also wants to wash his hand away, stating that they followed all the due procedures basically when the work was on over here. It is a forest area, ecologically sensitive area that they really cannot do much about this fact as well. But yes, at this point in time, multiple questions being raised that way needs to be seen, because Chief Minister V.D. Satheesh will be here at the site to take a stock of that situation as well. What is that he is going to convey, that needs to be seen.
Heavy rains wreaked havoc in Gurugram as well after a portion of the Delhi-Jaipur highway NH48 caved in near the Sunbeam Company in Narsinghpur area. The cave-in occurred at a stretch where repair work was underway. The incident has triggered also a massive traffic congestion with vehicles crawling in a nearly 3-kilometer long jam. Commuters faced long delays as authorities diverted traffic and initiated emergency repair work.
The monsoon season has bring some relief to the commuters, not only the commuters, but the people living in the Delhi NCR region. Behind me, you can see there is a problem which has been created due to the monsoon season. The water logging problem is an inevitable problem for a very long time. Year after year, we have been witnessing this. And right now, if you are coming from the side of the national capital, from Delhi towards the Gurugram side, you can witness approximately 7 to 8 kilometer long jam over there. And right now, we have arrived at a Narsinghpur area. This is the area where the road caves in, and you can see the deformed structure over here. And what we have been witnessing that earlier due to rain this road caves in, and after that the reconstruction work is still going on. The district staff members are over here. I'm going to speak to them. अच्छा, मुझे ये बताइए क्या नाम है आपका?
वीर सिंह सर।
वीर सिंह जी, एक बार की बारिश हुई गुरुग्राम के अंदर और रोड जो है बह गया, यहाँ पर गड्ढा बन गया, कैसे हुआ?
सर ये यहाँ पे पाइपलाइन का वर्क चल रहा था, यहाँ से पाइपलाइन आ रही थी उधर से, तो यहाँ पे गड्ढा किया था ताकि पाइपलाइन अंदर से ले लें, अंडरग्राउंड पाइपलाइन दबा लें, लेकिन वे अच्छे से कर नहीं पाए। उनकी लापरवाही की वजह से यहाँ पे गड्ढा हो गया। अगर वे अच्छे से करते, हमने उनसे कहा भी था कि है ना ध्यान से करना, इधर थोड़ा यहाँ की मिट्टी थोड़ी वैसी है, धस जाएगी।
आप कहना चाह रहे हैं कि एक समस्या को सॉल्व करने के बाद दूसरी समस्या खड़ी होगी?
बिल्कुल सर, ये इसी वजह से हुई है। यहाँ पे पानी भरता था इसलिए वे पाइपलाइन दबा रहे थे, उनका भी सही था।
ये जो आप लोगों ने अभी रोड जो टूट गया था, गड्ढा बन गया था, इसको अभी ठीक किया है, तो ये कब तक ट्रैफिक के लिए नॉर्मल ट्रैफिक आना जाना कब तक हो पाएगा, आह्वान कब तक हो पाएगा?
सुबह तक सर, ये रात शाम तक ओके हो जाएगा, ये जम जाएगा। यहाँ पे प्लास्टर लगाया हुआ है, ये शाम तक ओके हो जाएगा। ये रात में बारिश की वजह से ये जम नहीं पाया, अगर रात में बारिश नहीं होती तो सुबह तक ट्रैफिक भी नॉर्मल हो जाता।
Right. As you can see through the visuals, viewers, the debris can be seen over here. And right now, the Gurugram Police Traffic Department has issued an advisory, and they have said that those who are coming from the side of the national capital and they are headed towards Jaipur, they are advised to take a left turn from the Rajiv Chowk and go towards the side of the SPR road, which is known as the Southern Peripheral Road, towards Jaipur, and they should avoid this NH 48 road.
On that note, we simply a short break. Once we're back, we'll get you the details and the highlights from Prime Minister's Indonesia visit. He's been on a temple visit with the Indonesian president. More on that in moments from now.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
माँ भी हमेशा पी-मार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में।
P-Mark, the mustard specialist since 1933.
सरसों से सरसों। थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा। सबका राजा और मसाला।
At NDTV Profits, every day is a new day, buzzing with news, information, analysis. A lot of it. That is why we separate the news that is urgent and important for you from what is not. News that influences outcomes across markets, policy, and the corridors of power. At 6 p.m., we turn our attention to the critical conversations that matter. I'm Vikram Oza, bringing you the big question, Monday to Thursday at 6 p.m.
This is the show where we bring you all the hot and happenings from the world of entertainment and lifestyle.
Really?
Fashion that made you gag. Films that made you fangirl. Art that made it to the gram, and trends that kept us with the program.
Let's get it.
Hello and welcome to a brand new show. I am your host Mayank Chaudhary, and this is Limelight.
Our Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
Launch control 0 to 100.
This isn't just about cars and bikes. This is about how you move. This car makes no sense, yet it makes every sense. What we are sitting inside is a Joby-powered air taxi. Your friend said, "Ye le le." We said, maybe not. Hi, my name is Siddharth Sharma. I'm your NDTV Automate, your ultimate guide into the world of automobiles and mobility.
Buy. Sell. Hold. Hold.
Confused? What to buy? What to sell? What to hold? Ask Profit with Mahima and Puneet. Monday to Friday, 10:30 a.m. only on NDTV Profit.
मीठा या नमकीन, चाहे जैसे खाओ, 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसेली, स्वादिष्ट, सेहतमंद, हर रोज।
They say morning shows the day. Markets often have other plans. By midday, the story can be very different. That's when the right insights helps you rethink the day. Trades, trends, the moves that matter. Join me, Nisha Poddar, for Markets at 12, your edge for every move.
Well, the United States has charged Lawrence Bishnoi in Goldi Brar with the alleged murder of Khalistani extremist Hardeep Singh Nijjar in Canada. As per US federal indictment unsealed in Los Angeles, Bishnoi ordered the killing of Nijjar in a coordinated action named Operation Hardball. Now, the law enforcement agencies of US, Canada and Europe arrested 24 persons, 11 of them in California. According to federal prosecutors, Bishnoi allegedly directed an international criminal network from inside a prison using contraband mobile phones and encrypted internet communication devices. On June 18, 2023, Hardeep Singh Nijjar was gunned down by masked men in the parking lot of the Guru Nanak Sikh Gurudwara in Surrey, British Columbia.
Law enforcement has arrested approximately 24 defendants across the United States, Canada, and Europe. The gang's North American leader, Goldie Brar, and the gang's European leader, Rot Godara, are charged with racketeering conspiracy. That Lawrence Bishnoi and Goldie Brar directed the 2023 assassination of a prominent Sikh leader in Canada, identified by his initials HSN in the indictment. The indictment also charges Bishnoi, Brar, and others with trafficking cocaine and methamphetamine in the LA area, including by stealing hundreds of pounds of drugs from rival drug trafficking groups.
Coordinated operation strikes at the heart of these brutal transnational organizations that have terrorized families, exploited communities, and stolen lives through ruthless acts of violence in the United States and abroad. We, alongside our partners, remain steadfast in our commitment to identifying these violent organizations, disrupting their activities, and ensuring they face the justice they deserve.
Our work today makes our communities, cities, provinces, states, and countries much safer. But it also is a symbol of something even greater. Strong and reliable collaboration that made this operation possible. Information sharing and intelligence sharing that translated into action that led to the takedown of these groups.
Massive raids have taken place across United States, Europe and Canada against the Lawrence Bishnoi gang and of course Goldie Brar as well. There's a massive statement that has come in from the US Attorney's Office from California, the FBI in Los Angeles.
Welcome back. The US has charged Lawrence Bishnoi and Goldie Brar with the alleged murder of Khalisani extremist Hardeep Singh Nijjar in Canada. As per US federal indictment unsealed in LA, Bishnoi ordered the killing of Nijjar in a coordinated action named Operation Hardball. The law enforcement agencies of the US, of Canada and Europe arrested 24 persons, 11 of them in California itself. According to federal prosecutors, Bishnoi allegedly directed an international criminal network from inside prison using contraband mobile phones and encrypted internet communication devices.
Law enforcement has arrested approximately 24 defendants across the United States, Canada, and Europe. The gang's North American leader, Goldie Brar, and the gang's European leader, Rot Godara, are charged with racketeering conspiracy. That Lawrence Bishnoi and Goldie Brar directed the 2023 assassination of a prominent Sikh leader in Canada, identified by his initials HSN in the indictment. The indictment also charges Bishnoi, Brar, and others with trafficking cocaine and methamphetamine in the LA area, including by stealing hundreds of pounds of drugs from rival drug trafficking groups.
Coordinated operation strikes at the heart of these brutal transnational organizations that have terrorized families, exploited communities, and stolen lives through ruthless acts of violence in the United States and abroad. We, alongside our partners, remain steadfast in our commitment to identifying these violent organizations, disrupting their activities, and ensuring they face the justice they deserve.
Our work today makes our communities, cities, provinces, states, and countries much safer. But it also is a symbol of something even greater. Strong and reliable collaboration that made this operation possible. Information sharing and intelligence sharing that translated into action that led to the takedown of these groups.
Massive raids have taken place across United States, Europe and Canada against the Lawrence Bishnoi gang and of course Goldie Brar as well. There's a massive statement that has come in from the US Attorney's Office from California, the FBI in Los Angeles and of course Canada as well. There's been a year-long operation against India-based Lawrence Bishnoi, who's of course imprisoned right now, but the US Attorney's Office is in fact, putting accusation against the Lawrence Bishnoi gang of being part of the drug syndicate across US, Canada and Europe. There were simultaneous raids that took place in United States, in Canada and in Spain, Georgia and several other locations as well. There are at least 10 to 11 people that the US Attorney's Office says that are still on the run. Currently, 24 people have been arrested in all these massive raids that have taken place since the beginning of the Lawrence Bishnoi gang years ago. This is the massive blow for the first time coming in their global operations. Currently, the Indian government has not issued any kind of a statement, but this comes as a massive development from the US intelligence agencies and of course Canada, Spain, Georgia and other parts of the world also part of this massive raids and operation in which drugs including heroin and of course cocaine have been also recovered. There are arms and ammunition that have also been recovered in this operation, and currently questioning of those individuals who have been arrested is underway and they are being produced in a court of law.
In news just coming in, and this is a big update, the Indian government that had directed Meta to immediately disable advertisements and content on Instagram that promoted or facilitated child sexual abuse material. Meta has now responded to that and they've said, and I'm going to quote from their statement here, child exploitation is a horrific crime and every day we work aggressively to fight this kind of abuse both on and off our platforms. We're aware of recent news reports about Instagram ads in India that violated our policies against child exploitation, and we want to be clear, we take these concerns seriously. Aditya Rajkol joining me live. Aditya, just give us the big takeaways from that statement that has been issued by Meta after the government has come down hard on them.
Yes, Vedika, within a week, there have been 2 notices served to 2 of the platforms of Meta. One is Instagram and another is WhatsApp. This amidst the scrutiny and a big controversy about child sexual abuse content and ads on Instagram. Now, Meta has issued a statement. We have a detailed statement from Meta that has just been released. It says that we take these concerns seriously. We never want this content on our platforms and we are committed to improving our efforts to combat it. Before these cases were brought to our attention, our enforcement systems had already identified and disabled several of the violating ads and the accounts behind them. So the big story right now is that Meta has acknowledged Indian government's notice and the concern that was raised on the child abuse content. Meta also says our subsequent investigation led to additional action, including removing further ads, disabling accounts and blocking URLs linked to the policy violating content. Meta also says that it is categorically inaccurate to suggest that we would be knowingly and deliberately target ads featuring children to people based on inappropriate interest in children. Quite the opposite, we use technology to identify accounts that have shown potentially suspicious activity related to children, and we automatically removed over 4 million of these accounts last year. So it is, Vedika, a problematic situation where Meta on one hand is acknowledging but saying that this is not a deliberate move and they are working with the enforcement agencies in India to in fact not just acknowledge but work to remove such kind of content. The statement then goes on to give details of how the Meta ad review process works. It says that we recognize that no system is perfect and that determined criminals will continue to try to exploit our platform, including through our advertising systems. Our review process may not catch every violation, but we are continuously working to stay ahead of bad actors through our robust ad review process. So at this moment, we'll have to wait and watch what kind of a response apart from this press statement Meta gives out, because they will have to give the action taken report to the government of India, the IT ministry that had slapped notice against Meta. On the other hand, there is another violation from WhatsApp that is related to username, and on that as well, Meta will have to immediately not just acknowledge but give details of the action taken report and whether the username feature will be disabled at this stage. So Meta indicating that they have a zero tolerance approach, but will this statement also be implemented in action and more measures be improved so that the exploitative imagery of child abuse and inappropriate interactions with teens and sexualization of minors do not occur? Well, only time will tell.
Absolutely. Aditya, as always, thanks for joining me live with that update that you had for us. Slipping to a short break, news and updates will continue on the other side. I'll be back with Breaking Ground at 1 p.m. shortly. Stay tuned to NDTV.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आपका पार्सल फिर से हमारे घर पे आया है।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में।
माँ भी हमेशा पीमाक मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी। ये आपके लिए।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में।
P-Mark, the mustard specialist since 1933.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा।
At NDTV Profits, every day is a new day, buzzing with news, information, analysis. A lot of it. That is why we separate the news that is urgent and important for you from what is not. News that influences outcomes across markets, policy, and the corridors of power. At 6 p.m., we turn our attention to the critical conversations that matter. I'm Vikram Oza, bringing you the big question, Monday to Thursday at 6 p.m.
This is the show where we bring you all the hot and happenings from the world of entertainment and lifestyle.
Really?
Fashion that made you gag. Films that made you fangirl. Art that made it to the gram, and trends that kept us with the program.
Let's get it.
Hello and welcome to a brand new show. I am your host Mayank Chaudhary and this is Limelight.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
Launch control 0 to 100.
This isn't just about cars and bikes. This is about how you move. This car makes no sense, yet it makes every sense. What we are sitting inside is a Joby-powered air taxi. Your friend said, "Ye le le." We said, maybe not. Hi, my name is Siddharth Sharma. I'm your NDTV Automate, your ultimate guide into the world of automobiles and mobility.
Buy, sell, hold, hold.
Confused? What to buy? What to sell? What to hold? Ask Profit with Mahima and Puneet. Monday to Friday, 10:30 a.m. only on NDTV Profit.
मीठा या नमकीन, चाहे जैसे खाओ, 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसली, स्वादिष्ट, सेहतमंद, हर रोज।
They say morning shows the day. Markets often have other plans. By midday, the story can be very different. That's when the right insights helps you rethink the day. Trades, trends, the moves that matter. Join me, Nisha Poddar, for Markets at 12, your edge for every move.
Well, the United States has charged Lawrence Bishnoi in Goldie Brar with the alleged murder of Khalistani extremist Hardeep Singh Nijjar in Canada. As per US federal indictment unsealed in Los Angeles, Bishnoi ordered the killing of Nijjar in a coordinated action named Operation Hardball. Now, the law enforcement agencies of US, Canada and Europe arrested 24 persons, 11 of them in California. According to federal prosecutors, Bishnoi allegedly directed an international criminal network from inside a prison using contraband mobile phones and encrypted internet communication devices. On June 18, 2023, Hardeep Singh Nijjar was gunned down by masked men in the parking lot of the Guru Nanak Sikh Gurudwara in Surrey, British Columbia.
Law enforcement has arrested approximately 24 defendants across the United States, Canada, and Europe. The gang's North American leader, Goldie Brar, and the gang's European leader, Rot Godara, are charged with racketeering conspiracy. That Lawrence Bishnoi and Goldie Brar directed the 2023 assassination of a prominent Sikh leader in Canada, identified by his initials HSN in the indictment. The indictment also charges Bishnoi, Brar, and others with trafficking cocaine and methamphetamine in the LA area, including by stealing hundreds of pounds of drugs from rival drug trafficking groups.
Coordinated operation strikes at the heart of these brutal transnational organizations that have terrorized families, exploited communities, and stolen lives through ruthless acts of violence in the United States and abroad. We, alongside our partners, remain steadfast in our commitment to identifying these violent organizations, disrupting their activities, and ensuring they face the justice they deserve.
Our work today makes our communities, cities, provinces, states, and countries much safer. But it also is a symbol of something even greater. Strong and reliable collaboration that made this operation possible. Information sharing and intelligence sharing that translated into action that led to the takedown of these groups.
Massive raids have taken place across United States, Europe and Canada against the Lawrence Bishnoi gang and of course Goldie Brar as well. There's a massive statement that has come.
Welcome back. You're watching Breaking Ground at 1 p.m. I'm Vedika Sood, and these are the headlines we are tracking at this hour. It's a NDTV impact. 3 accused held for assaulting hospital staff have now been arrested. NDTV grills Sena Corporator Ramesh Mahatre, who still remains defiant, says he hit the phone and not the female doctor. The big question is, when will the Maharashtra government act against him?
क्या आपको जरा भी शर्म नहीं आती है लेडी डॉक्टर्स, महिला डॉक्टर्स और नर्सेज पे हाथ उठाते हुए? क्या आपको शर्म नहीं आती?
मेरे को उस बात का पूरा अफसोस है, लेकिन ये सरासर झूठ बात है कि लेडी डॉक्टर के ऊपर हमने हाथ उठाया.
It's Vijay Sarkar versus DMK over Parandur Airport project. Vijay Sarkar mulls halting the project, raises concerns over agricultural land, farmers' livelihoods. DMK lashes out at the Tamil Nadu government. West Bengal's Baraipur rape and murder horror, accused killed, key accused shot dead in encounter. Police claim self-defense shootout. TMC slams the Bengal government. Prime Minister Narendra Modi visits historic Prambanan temple along with Indonesian President, highlights shared heritage, centuries-old India-Indonesia connect. It's Meta's first reaction amid Instagram's child abuse ads. Rao says the company won't knowingly and deliberately target ads. Operation Hardball nets 24 arrests targeting international India-based organizational crime gangs. US charges Bishnoi and Goldie Brar over ninja killing in global crime crackdown. All right, news just coming in, and this has to do with the Sena Corporator. We're talking about Ramesh Mahatre. News just coming in that his arrest seems to be imminent because the police now say we are in the process of arresting the Corporator Ramesh Mahatre. I have Abhishek joining me live. Abhishek, this is after NDTV brought to light this incident. Since last evening, we have been continuously covering this incident. We've also grilled the man in the center of this controversy, Mr. Mahatre, who refuses to apologize. He says he's done nothing wrong. But what else have the police told you after this coverage here on our channel?
Definitely, after this incident and after NDTV highlighted the entire CCTV which has gone viral now, where also he has been seen hitting to the female doctor, and while we confronted him, he tried to justify the act and he said that he didn't hit the doctor, he hit the phone instead. And at the same time, the police swung into action, has registered a case against him and his supporters. And since morning, after our relentless news break and our pressure on the administration, 3 of the accused were arrested, and now we understand that police have started the process to arrest the Corporator. So definitely things are moving in the right direction, I would say, but at the same time, the way how a public representative, taking law in its own hand and, hitting out at doctor is something which is not acceptable, not tolerable, and the party to which this Corporator belongs, Shiv Sena, has distanced itself and also said that this is not acceptable and a disciplinary action will also be taken. And more importantly, Dr. Shrikant Shinde, MP from the Shiv Sena and a senior leader, has posted on X and said that he, being a doctor himself, can understand what the doctors have gone through and this thing should not be repeated again, and at the same time party will take a disciplinary action against the Corporator. At the same time, police has also started and initiated the process to arrest the Corporator.
All right, Abhishek, do stay with me. We have more news coming in. This has to do with the controversy that we're talking about here on NDTV. You have Sanjay Raut that has come out from the UBT Sena. The MP has slammed the Maharashtra government. He has said, and I will be quoting him here, I have suggested to the Chief Minister that he should either uphold the sanctity of the Home Minister's office or else, regarding those who laid hands on the female doctors and nurses, put them in handcuffs and parade them through the streets. After all, they do parade people to the police station, don't they? Listen in to what Mr. Raut had to say.
गृहमंत्री पदाची पूजा घाला, नाहीतर ज्यांनी त्या महिला डॉक्टरांवर आणि नर्सेसवर हात टाकलाय त्यांच्या हातामध्ये बेड्या घालून त्यांची रस्त्यावरून झेंडा काढा. पोलीस स्टेशनला इतरांच्या काढता ना तुम्ही, बुलडोजर फिरवता ना, यांचीही काढा. आणि आता मग जाहीर करा करणार नसाल तर नाही आम्ही महाराष्ट्र गुंडांना आंदोलन दिलाय. मिंदे सेना काय आहे, मी नेहमी म्हणतो ना, हे अंडरवर्ल्ड आहे. हे अंडरवर्ल्ड सगळे गुंड मिंदे सेना पोचते आणि अशा पद्धतीनं या महाराष्ट्रात त्यांना आपलं राज्य निर्माण करायचं आहे.
Abhishek Avasthi is live with us. Abhishek, you had the MP there from the Shiv Sena faction there speaking out, slamming the Maharashtra government. But we're also being told, like you said, that the police have said that they will be arresting the Corporator Ramesh Mhatre shortly. Pressure clearly mounting on the Maharashtra government to take action at this point.
See, definitely, at one point of time, you have to understand that it's a rule of law and no one is above law. Even a public representative, if doing such a kind of act and taking law in his own hand, action will be taken against him. And that's what happened, and the police had already registered the FIR yesterday, and now police have swung into action. 3 arrests have already been made, and the next police is in the process to arrest the Corporator also. On the other side, opposition is targeting and hitting out at the government, and specifically Home Minister, who is also the Chief Minister, Devendra Fadnavis, under whom the Home Department functions. Sanjay Raut has questioned it, and in fact he made a point there that these people who are of the Eknath Shinde Sena belong to, more importantly, alleged that those all are belonging to underworld and those are gundas, and that's what they want to do. This is how it is, and he should be roamed around in the street with cuffed hand is something that Sanjay Raut has said. So definitely at one point of time police has swung into action. Opposition is targeting the Home Minister, that is the Chief Minister, and also demanding answer from him. But we will have to wait and watch out for how does things pans out, how soon the arrest is made, and at the same time, as we speak, the OPD services at the hospital remain suspended. The doctors are strict on their demand that they should be provided security, and at the same time the Corporator needs to be arrested. Until then, the services will not be resumed. Back to you.
All right, thanks for joining me live there. NDTV, of course, will track all the developments after we have brought this incident to light. Action has been promised. Let's just see how long it will take to arrest the Corporator Ramesh Mhatre. Now, after NDTV grilled the Sena Corporator who assaulted a woman doctor, 2 fellow physicians and 3 nurses in Dombivli's government hospital, the Mumbai police is in action and have assured that they will arrest the Corporator Mhatre. The Maharashtra police have also arrested 3 people in this case. While talking to NDTV, Mhatre has denied assaulting any female doctor or nurse. He claims he intervened to save the life of a pregnant woman. He says he respects women and maintains that while he snatched a phone from a doctor's hand during the altercation, he did not physically assault any member of the medical staff. But of course, the visuals tell you a different story. This comes after a video of him went viral of assaulting doctors and nurses in the hospital. NDTV's managing editor Shiv Arur has spoken with the corporator in question. Here's an excerpt.
जो वीडियो जो सामने आया है, जो एनडीटीवी ने ब्रेक किया है, सीधा सवाल है रमेश जी, ये है कि क्या आपको जरा भी शर्म नहीं आती है लेडी डॉक्टर्स, महिला डॉक्टर्स और नर्सेस पे हाथ उठाते हुए? क्या आपको शर्म नहीं आती?
मेरे को उस बात का पूरा अफसोस है, लेकिन ये सरासर झूठ बात है कि लेडी डॉक्टर के ऊपर हमने हाथ उठाया।
वीडियो तो सामने है सर, वीडियो तो सामने है हमारे।
नहीं, उसका फोन कान से हटाया हमने।
सर वीडियो
फोन कान से हटा, फोन पे बात कर रहे थे, हमसे बात ही नहीं कर रही थी वो।
आपको हक किसने दिया सर हाथ उठाने?
उसका फोन के ऊपर मारे, फोन रखो।
आपको किसने?
नहीं, कभी नहीं
किसी पे भी हाथ
हमारा हम शिवसैनिक है, लेडी के ऊपर हम कभी हाथ नहीं उठाते।
आपने हाथ उठाया है एक लेडी डॉक्टर
वो जो बता रहे हैं, वो जो बता रहे हैं
वैभव पे आपने हाथ
लग रहा होगा, लेकिन वो जो
गुंडे आपके पास थे,
फोन के ऊपर हमने फोन उसका अलग किया। और उसका अलग
नहीं किया आपने, उसके हाथ और गले
हमसे बात नहीं कर रही थी। वो
वीडियो पे आ रहा है, ये वीडियो पे आ रहा है रमेश जी, आप झूठ नहीं बोल सकते हैं, आप झूठ नहीं बोल
गले पे नहीं मारा है, कान में फोन रखा था, फोन के ऊपर हमने झटका दे के फोन हमने अलग कर दिया उसका हाथ से।
रमेश जी
फोन पे बात कर रहे थे और हमारे पेशेंट का कंडीशन।
मेरा सवाल सुनिए, मेरा सवाल सुनिए। चलो मान लेते हैं कि आपने इसके हाथ पे मारा, आप फोन हटा रहे थे, आप एक कॉर्पोरेटर हो, आप एक पब्लिक रिप्रेजेंटेटिव हो, आपको किसने हक दिया हाथ उठाने का? आपको किसने हक दिया?
हमको हक हमारे पार्टी के बाला साहब ठाकरे ने दिया। जहाँ भी अन्याय हो वहाँ आप अपना तरीका दिखा सकते हो, लेकिन बात सुनिए,
बाला साहब
हमारी भी
आपको
वहाँ एक
आप महाराष्ट्र के नागरिकों को बोल रहे हैं कि आपके
अन्याय के खिलाफ कुछ भी हमने लेडी डॉक्टर के ऊपर नहीं उठाया। आप
सर ये वीडियो तो देखिए।
क्या वो डॉक्टर एक पेशेंट को सरेआम मार सकते हैं क्या? देखने दो ना, पब्लिक को कुछ मालूम नहीं हुआ क्या हो रहा था।
सर आप जो
हमको
काम करते हैं,
बात करने
आपका काम है सर।
हम आते ही नहीं, अगर हमारा फोन उठा दे तो हम आते ही नहीं सर उधर।
तो आपके पास कोई अफसोस नहीं?
अगर हमारा फोन लेते हैं डॉक्टर तो हम
आखिरी सवाल,
जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ता था।
अफसोस बिल्कुल नहीं है, हिंसा इस्तेमाल करने का कोई अफसोस ही नहीं है, रिग्रेट नहीं है? क्या आप माफी मांगेंगे? डॉक्टर श्रुति, डॉक्टर वैभव, जो दो नर्सेस थे वहां पे, क्या आप माफी मांगेंगे उनसे? एफआईआर दर्ज हुई है आपके खिलाफ, आपके गुंडों के खिलाफ भी दर्ज हुई है।
भी दलित थी और सर सुनिए
सर, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है। अंडर द लॉ व्हेन वायलेंस हैज बीन यूज्ड,
नहीं फर्क पड़ता है। मेरी बात तो सुनो, वो लेडी डॉक्टर थी ना सर, लेडी डॉक्टर थी ना, वो भी दलित समाज है और मेरे को अभिमान है कि दलित समाज की लेडी डॉक्टर बनती है, एक लड़की डॉक्टर बनी है, हमारे हॉस्पिटल में काम कर रहे हैं, उसके लिए मेरे को बहुत गर्व महसूस हो रहा है उसके लिए।
लेकिन आपके पास कोई जवाब नहीं है और आप ये दलित कार्ड प्ले कर रहे हो।
अभी मारूंगा।
आप कुछ कागज से पढ़ रहे हैं क्या सर?
मैंने किया है,
आप कुछ
दो जान बचाए, हमारे वजह से 2 जान बच गई है सर, हमारी 2 जान बच गए, हम एसएससी पास है।
सर ये तो साफ नजर आ रहा है कि आपके पास एक नैरेटिव मिल गया है, आपके पास एक नैरेटिव मिल गया है निकलने का। मैं सिर्फ ये पूछ रहा हूँ, आपको
और उसके माँ की जान बच गई है।
डॉक्टर डॉक्टर श्रुति और डॉक्टर वैभव और 2 नर्सेस जो हैं जो जिसको आपने मारा है और आपके गुंडों ने मारा है, क्या आप माफी मांगेंगे? एनडीटीवी आप नेशनल चैनल पर हो, ना लाइव हो, क्या आप माफी मांगेंगे उनसे?
कार्यकर्ता थे सर, वो कार्यकर्ता थे, हमारे पार्टी के कार्यकर्ते थे।
वो जो गुंडे हैं, ये विजुअल देखिए एनडीटीवी पर, ये रो रहे हैं नर्सेस, ये नर्सेस और डॉक्टर्स रो रहे हैं, उनकी आंखों में आंसू है सर। वो स्ट्राइक पर है अभी क्योंकि आपने हाथ उठाया उन पर।
तो सर उसके आंखों में आंसू है
जो टीवी
और
पर
जो प्रेग्नेंट महिला थी वो क्या जानवर थी क्या?
क्या आगे जाके
आदमी नहीं
करेंगे आप? आगे जाके ऐसे ही करेंगे आप?
उसका नहीं था।
ये सब छोड़िए,
हमारे सीएमओ ने
ये सब छोड़िए, आप जननायक नहीं हो सर। हाथ उठा के आप जननायक नहीं बनते हो, आप गुंडे ही हो। अगर आप हाथ उठाएंगे तो आप गुंडे ही हो, आपको गुंडा आ जाएगा।
Shiv Arun now joins me live. Shiv, it's a travesty in a way that it takes media coverage to expose what we've seen yesterday between the Corporator and the people of that hospital who were just doing their job. 3 arrests, but the big question is, when will Mr. Mhatre be arrested? We're being told by the police it is imminent, but why is it taking so long after everything is out there in clear proof through the videos that have circulated and that we have put on air, and we've consistently been covering this story?
You know, this story would have been completely lost had it not been for NDTV's incredible reporting team highlighting this story. That's the reason why it broke first. It would have simply gone into, 100 other cases of political violence in Maharashtra that never gets any attention. So I first want to say that none of this action would have taken place had it not been for NDTV's relentless coverage of this. Point number 2, I will believe the arrest when I see it. Too many times in the past, Vedika, we've seen action being taken incrementally as a result of media pressure. You saw the entire media wake up 18 hours after NDTV broke the story because of the amount of traction the story was getting, the huge amount of anger in the healthcare and medical community all across social media in the wake of NDTV's coverage. But you also heard the comments from Ramesh Mhatre himself. He wants to give a sort of conditional apology. He says, I didn't hit the woman doctor, when all of it has been captured on video. This is a fine example of how relentless and focused media heat can actually create impact. But I am waiting to see what action Eknath Shinde, the Deputy Chief Minister himself, takes. There's not been a word from him so far. There is huge anger in the medical community. We've heard multiple, doctor bodies talk about, statewide or even nationwide stirs as a result of this kind of violence. This kind of thing happens quite often, as we've covered here on NDTV in Maharashtra, and therefore, placeholder actions, placeholder statements from the political parties, the police, etc., are not going to pass muster with us here on NDTV. We will be following this. This has become an example in many ways in people's minds about how this brand of Sena violence, which used to be typical, of the old times, is still existing. Remorseless violence perpetrated by people who consider themselves to be, Bahubalis on the ground for the people. There is no place for it anymore. Ramesh Mhatre represents the old gundagardi of the Sena, which still exists, obviously, and there's no place for it. And that's why justice needs to be.
And Shiv, while we wait for the Corporator to be arrested, this is the action that must be taken to assure the medical community that, yes, they will remain safe. Action will be taken when they are harmed.
Very true. Look at the doctors. Look at the images of the doctors in that KDMC hospital in Dombivli, Vedika. They've got tears in their eyes. They are terrified. When I spoke to the CMO of that hospital last night, Dr. Deepa Shukla, she was live with me from the police station. The police were not even willing to register the FIR. The FIR was registered 24 hours later. After my 9 p.m. show, the FIR was finally registered, which means that nothing happens by itself. The wheels of justice do not turn by themselves. And if you look at that interview with Dr. Deepa Shukla, she's terrified. She's practically shaking, hesitant to say anything. The doctors on camera have tears in their eyes. They are extremely scared. There are multiple cases. Back in 2001, there was a Sena figure called Anant Dige who died in an accident, was brought to a hospital in Mumbai. That entire hospital was practically burned to the ground. The Singhania hospital, a famous incident. Multiple incidents of that kind have happened. So doctors and healthcare professionals are very well aware of this brand of Sena violence. So their fear, the psychosis of those times is very much present and apparent in their eyes. And I'm not surprised at how upset, how angry, and how scared they are. And that's the reason why the media needs to stay on this story.
Right, Shiv, thanks for joining us live, and thank you for grilling that corporator the way you did, despite him not apologizing. What it did was bring attention to a man who was remaining defiant. Now, the Maharashtra government has taken note of NDTV's coverage on the assault on a female doctor by Shiv Sena corporator Ramesh Mhatre. Shiv Sena MP Shrikant Shinde has condemned the assault, saying such behavior is unacceptable, confirming that a police case has been registered and assuring that strict action will be taken. Meanwhile, Shiv Sena MLA Sanjay Gaikwad has defended the corporator and said doctors are just after their salaries, insult after injury there by the MLA. Shiv Sena UBT MLA Aditya Thackeray has targeted the Mahayuti government, questioning whether Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis will tolerate quote-unquote gundagardi of an ally and demanding action against the corporator.
लोकशाही प्रक्रिया में जिस तरह से अगर हम लोग काम करते हैं तो काम करते समय अगर किसी से दिरंगाई होती है तो उसके लिए अपीलिंग अथॉरिटी है, कंप्लेनेंट अथॉरिटी है, उनके पास हम लोग जाएंगे और उनके ऊपर कार्रवाई करने के लिए मांग करेंगे तो सही रहेगा। हम अगर मारपीट पे आएंगे तो ये बात ठीक नहीं है। जैसा कि लोकशाही प्रक्रिया में हम लोग जबकि पॉलिटिकल वर्कर है तो हम लोगों के लिए बहुत सारी आचार संहिता रहती है जिसका पालन करना ये हमारे लिए बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण रहता है। डॉक्टर्स को हम लोग अपील करेंगे, एक घटना घटी है तो उसके लिए जो कुछ कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए वो तो कार्रवाई होगी। बाकी अभी तो बारिश चल रही है, बारिश इतनी चल रही है कि डॉक्टर्स की ज़रूरत अभी हमें है, समाज को है, तो इसके लिए ज़रा थोड़ी सा धीरज रखिए। जो गलत है उसके लिए जो कुछ कार्रवाई होगी हो जाएगी।
लोगों ने इसमें टीवी पे देखा, अभी साहब हमारे उसके ऊपर निर्णय ले लेंगे क्या बात हुआ, किस तरह से ऐसा किया और क्यों किया। नहीं करना चाहिए, ये बात सही है और हमारे साहब उसका एक्शन ले लेंगे। वह सो हुआ लेकिन उसका भी एक ना शिंदे साहब कोई न कोई तरीका निकाले।
रमेश म्हात्रे का मैंने वीडियो कोई महिला डॉक्टर को मारते हुए नहीं देखा है। जहाँ मारपीट हो रही है वो 2 जेंट्स में हो रही है। लेकिन सवाल ये है कि पूरे महाराष्ट्र के अंदर जितने भी सिविल हॉस्पिटल है, मैं 40 साल से मेरा उन लोगों से संपर्क है। जिस तरह से हम सरकारी कर्मचारी, हमारा पगार चालू है, पेशेंट आए जाए, पेशेंट मरे या उसकी ट्रीटमेंट ना हो, ये सारी कर्मचारियों की मानसिकता मैंने आंखों से देखी है। इसी वजह से एक आधे पेशेंट की अवहेलना देखने के बाद में, उसकी गंभीर स्थिति देखने के बाद में किसी को गुस्सा आ सकता है, बट मैं उनका समर्थन करूँगा नहीं। शायद वो चाहते तो वो अलग मार्ग से करते थे, लेकिन सरकारी हॉस्पिटल की परिस्थिति बदलना भी जरूरी है।
गुंडागर्दी को पार्टी नहीं होती, रंग नहीं होता, जात नहीं होती, ना कोई विषय में गुंडा कोई भी पार्टी का होने दो, किसी बड़े नेता का भाई होने दो। आप मुझे आज भी याद है सम्माननीय सुधाकर राव नाइक जब मुख्यमंत्री थे तो उन्होंने अपनी ही पार्टी के लोगों में ऐसा जेल में ठूस दिया। भाई ठाकुर याद आते होंगे ना आपको। तो मैं समझता हूं कि गुंडे को कौन सी पार्टी है, उसको पार्टी में सदस्य बनना, इसमें कोई स्क्रूटिनी नहीं होती। तो कभी कभी कोई व्यक्ति गुंडागर्दी करता होगा तो कानून अपना काम करेगा, उसको पार्टी कहाँ पे है।
कई दिनों से बोल रहा हूँ कि जो 5वीं बहुमत बेईमानी से इनको मिला है उसकी मस्ती इन लोगों को आई है और वो मस्ती के आधार पर इनको लगता है कि हम परमानेंट ये व्यवस्था में हैं, हम शासक हैं और यही घमंड इनके ऊपर है। और इसलिए एक महिला डॉक्टर को और नर्सेज को मारने की तक इन लोगों ने कदम उठाया है, इसका हम निषेध करते हैं। और ये सावित्रीबाई फुले का महाराष्ट्र है, महिलाओं का सम्मान, ये महाराष्ट्र का स्वाभिमान रहा। हमारे छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज ने भी वही किया है, पर ये तो मोगलों के जैसे ही आज इनका व्यवहार शुरू हो चुका है और इसलिए इसका हम निषेध करते हैं और विधानसभा में ये सब्जेक्ट हम उठाएंगे और सरकार को कहेंगे त्वरित कार्रवाई की जाए।
शिंदे सेना के चाहे विधायक हों, नगर सेवक हों, इनको सत्ता का माज आ गया है। सत्ता के घमंड में चूर होकर चाहे डॉक्टर हो, चाहे वकील हो या अधिकारी हों, उनके साथ इसी तरह का ये बर्ताव कर रहे हैं। इनका आचरण बहुत ही घटिया होते जा रहा है। लोगों को न्याय देने के लिए काम करने के बजाय ये अधिकारी और डॉक्टर और डॉक्टरों जैसे लोगों के ऊपर इस तरह से पावर के नशे में, सत्ता के नशे में चूर होकर इस तरह से हमला कर रहे हैं या धक्का मुक्की करते हैं या गाली गलौज करते हैं, ये बहुत ही निंदनीय है।
The mother of the patient whom the corporator claimed to have protected has defended the corporator.
6 बजे से हम लोग रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे, पाँव पड़ रहे डॉक्टर के पास। अब वो भी लेडीज ही है ना, वो लेडीज के ऊपर लेडीज जान नहीं बचा सकती तो फिर क्या वो डॉक्टर हम लोग भगवान मानते हैं। मैं बोलती भी उनको।
लेकिन जिस तरीके से दादा के कार्यकर्ता आते हैं, दादा खुद आते हैं, एक तरीके से हाथापाई होती है, वो कितना सही लगता है आपको?
सही नहीं है, गलत नहीं, सही भी नहीं है। वो लोग ने बहुत दादा के ऊपर गलत किया है, इसीलिए दादा ने बच्चा समझ के तुम लोग क्यों ऐसा कर रहे हैं, बच्ची के जान जाएंगे, इसीलिए दादा ने उसको ऐसा मारा है। नहीं तो कुछ भी नहीं, इतना वो लोग ने बहुत लंबा खींच के लगाया है।
The Federation of All India Medical Association has expressed its strongest condemnation of the brutal assault on doctors, nurses and healthcare workers.
We are receiving complaints from Maharashtra and various other states of the country that there is no security. The security guards who works in a hospital are merely retired officials of paramilitary forces who are just making sure that the cars are parked in a right way. Whenever something like this happens, there is no security. And when some politicians like this, some corporator who is on one of the topmost posts and does something like this, then FIR is not done, police does not take action, and the entire matter, if the media would have not raised this issue, this matter would have gone in silent and nothing must have been done. And even right now, I was just hearing the arrogance and the goonism that is still there in this person, and the way he was speaking that whatever he has done is correct, and he still believes that he is right in some way or the other.
In news just coming in, Trinamool Congress MP Kirti Azad has launched a sharp attack on the BJP over the police encounter of an accused in the Baruipur case. Azad has questioned how an encounter could take place when the accused was in police custody, claiming the incident raises serious questions. Listen in.
आपको मालूम है प्रभास मंडल कौन है? वो बीजेपी का कार्यकर्ता है। उसके पास बहुत सारे इनके बारे में मालूम है और यूपी की तरह कार्यक्रम यहाँ भी चालू हो गया। जिन लोगों को इनकी अंदर की बातें हैं, बीजेपी की अंदर की बातें मालूम है, इन्होंने क्या क्या तैयारी की हुई है, उस सब के बारे में ये लोग उगल न दें, इसलिए इनको दिखाया जा रहा है कि एनकाउंटर हो गया। तुम्हारे कस्टडी में है, कैसे एनकाउंटर हो गया? तुमने तो उसको पकड़ के रखा होगा ना। तो ये सब दिखावा है और कुछ नहीं है।
Well, the Trinamool leader there alleging that the accused had links with the BJP and suggested the encounter was carried out to prevent sensitive information from coming out. His remarks have further intensified the political war of words over the controversial police action. Ritik Mondal now joins me live. Ritik, the TMC there coming down hard on the West Bengal government, claiming that this was a staged encounter. That's what they're questioning. What is the police saying in their defense till now over this encounter?
Well, Vedika, we have already visited the crime scene or even the spot where this encounter did take place. It is at a stone throw distance where the crime took place a couple of days back. What the police telling us, they said that late last night around 12 a.m., one of the prime accused in this case, the Prabhash Mondal, he was brought over here in his deserted location for the reconstruction of the crime. And police said while it was being done, Prabhash Mondal tried to flee from the police custody by snatching away firearms from a cop, and that led this entire encounter episode to unfold, and police fired at him and he was gunned down over there. And then he was immediately after that he was rushed to the nearest hospital where he was declared broad dead. Now it has unfolded, as you rightly pointed out, a lot of politics over here. Remember, it has come day after Chief Minister Shubhendu Adhikari himself visited Baruipur and reassured the victim family for all strongest possible actions. So far, the Prabhash Mondal, one of the prime accused, what we are given to understand following these investigations, it suggests that Prabhash Mondal was the person who allegedly kidnapped the 11-year-old child and brought over here as he was assigned by the three others accused in this heinous crime. And he was also offered cash for doing so, and he was brought at the crime scene late last night when this encounter episode took place. And remember, this is the first ever such encounter. Things is happening since the BJP-led government has come into power in Bengal. Back to you.
All right, Ritik, thanks for joining us live there. Well, one of the suspects in the rape and murder of an 12-year-old girl killed in a police encounter in Baraipur suburb of Kolkata, Pravash Mondal, was one of the four accused, and he was taken to the crime spot for reconstruction of this crime. During this, he tried to snatch, we believe, a policeman's firearm, and he tried fleeing. On Sunday, the 12-year-old girl's body was recovered from a sack in a pond in the area a day after she was reported missing. The case was initially registered as a missing person complaint after her father reported her disappearance. Politics has erupted over the encounter of the accused. You just heard from Kirti Azad. There are other MPs also within the TMC who have questioned Suvendu Adhikari's government and have slammed them over this encounter.
One of the prime accused of the Baraipur horror case killed in an encounter. What we're given to understand, the Baraipur horror case in which a 11-year-old child was brutally gang raped and murdered, and that has sent a shockwave nationwide. The prime accused, Prabhash Mondal, while he was taken to the crime scene for the reconstruction of the crime, he tried to flee from the police custody, which led this encounter to happen. We are currently at that very site where this encounter took place at midnight. What we're given to understand, around 12 in the night, he was brought over here. It was at a stone throw distance from the crime scene where the heinous crime took place a couple of days back. It is a very deserted location in Baraipur, Shujapur area, which is adjacent to railway track. And what we're given to understand by the police sources, that this prime accused, Prabhash Mondal, who initially, according to the investigators, he abducted the child and brought over here for the crime, and he tried to flee from the spot and snatching firearms from a cop, and which led this encounter to happen. What we know that it has triggered a lot of talk in the vicinity of Bengal's politics, as it has come day after Suvendu Adhikari, Chief Minister himself, visited Baraipur and met the victim family and reassured all kind of strongest possible action with regard to this heinous crime. Remember, this is the first ever encounter episode is happening since the BJP-led government under the leadership of Suvendu Adhikari has come into power in Bengal. One of the prime accused of
कोई क्राइम करेगा छूटने नहीं पाएगा. अब अपराध कर्मियों की जगह अब सुरक्षित नहीं, या तो जेल में रहो या अपराध छोड़ दो. आप बेटी के साथ बलात्कार करोगे और कहो हम आराम से घूमेंगे, चलने वाला नहीं है, कुचल दिए जाओगे.
I condemn this encounter death. This happened within one day of the Chief Minister and the DGP visiting Baraipur. The rule of law is a casualty. And I don't know under whose instruction, police has killed an accused instead of putting him on the docks in court.
The Parandur Airport project has emerged as a major political flashpoint in the state of Tamil Nadu, with the state government and the DMK taking sharply contrasting positions on the proposed greenfield airport. Vijay's TVK has stepped up its opposition to the project, raising concerns over the loss of agricultural land, the impact on farmers' livelihoods, potential damage to water bodies and broader environmental consequences. Also, the government maintains that it is not opposed to development but insists that growth cannot come at the cost of the environment. The government says protecting water bodies and ensuring environmentally sustainable solutions will remain a priority while taking decisions on the project. The DMK, meanwhile, continues to back the airport proposal, arguing that it is critical for Tamil Nadu's future, improve connectivity and long-term economic development. The project has now become the latest battleground in the state's evolving political contest.
CM was focusing more on this Parandur airport. But when you wanted to disturb environment, when you wanted to disturb water bodies, And then when you want to go for a growth, definitely we are not towards it. So we are not against growth also, but when you ask us like which is priority, definitely environment is first priority.
Mr. Nirmal Kumar yesterday had told, initially when this government came, initial days they said it is because of the pollution and the waterways, everything. That will be disturbed, so they don't want Parandur. Instead, they suggested that there will be a industrial estate, which will also have the same problems as well as an airport. So now, knowing fully well that their explanation or their alternative route is blocked. Now Mr. Nirmal Kumar chose to say that the runway is impossible. See, this is something ridiculous. A minister cannot say like this, because in 2024 and 25, the Airports Authority of India and Director General of Civil Aviation and also the Defence Ministry, everything has cleared what the Tamil Nadu government has submitted.
Parandur Airport is a very, very important project for the future of Tamil Nadu. If there is one missing link for the growth story of the state of Tamil Nadu, is a very well-developed airport. See, Meenambakam Airport, which is within the city, there are a lot of limitations. It is within the city, so we are not able to expand that. And due to that also, the city is not able to expand vertically. So that is the biggest problem with the Meenambakam Airport, and due to which the passenger traffic, the cargo traffic is being diverted to Bengaluru and Hyderabad.
Now, Vijay has strongly opposed the proposed Parandur Airport project, citing concerns of the loss of agricultural land, impact on farmers' livelihoods and threats to local water bodies and the rural ecosystem. He has argued that development must not come at the cost of the environment or local communities, and has called for a farmer-centric solution, including exploring alternative sites for that airport. Vijay, my colleague, now joins me live from Chennai. Vijay, what does the DMK really have to say about this? This is a fresh face-off now between the two warring parties.
Vedika, that's right. DMK government announced this Parandur Airport project in 2022. Then also environmentalists and many parties, especially TVK, strongly criticized the move. Even TVK chief Vijay, as a politician, participated in his first protest opposing the Parandur project in Kanjipuram district. Parandur project is a greenfield airport which was proposed for a second airport for Chennai, 70 km far away from the Chennai city. And then there were huge concern raised by the environmentalists, saying that this would affect many water bodies and farmers living in and around Parandur village. But however, DMK government argues they are continue to do with the project, implementing the project, saying that they are providing compensation and they don't have better space like similar to Parandur in and around Chennai city. Remember, selecting a location for the airport is a huge task for one state government. Even DMK government provided 3 locations for airport authority or aviation sector. Then only they decided as per feasibility, they did a feasibility study and they finalized the Parandur airport by keeping wind direction and space, airspace, everything, by keeping everything in mind. They chose Parandur airport. But however, now TVK government gave a word to Parandur villagers, they saying that once TVK forms the government, they will strongly oppose the project. Now Minister CTR Nirmal Kumar also reiterates, saying that the government is not going to implement the Parandur airport. They are looking for alternative location for the second airport. Even he mentioned that government concern is over environment. They are going to give priority over environment, then development. They are looking forward to develop the state without affecting the environment.
All right, so all eyes will be what are these alternative sites for the airport that the Tamil Nadu government is suggesting, recommending or mulling over. Thanks for joining me live, Vijay. We're going to be slipping to a short break. On the other side, we return with more. We'll also bring you the latest FIFA controversy. Stay tuned to NDTV.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
माँ भी हमेशा पी-मार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में।
P-Mark, the mustard specialist since 1933.
बरसों से सरसों
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा,
At NDTV Profits, every day is a new day, buzzing with news, information, analysis. A lot of it. That is why we separate the news that is urgent and important for you from what is not. News that influences outcomes across markets, policy, and the corridors of power. At 6 p.m., we turn our attention to the critical conversations that matter. I'm Vikram Oza, bringing you The Big Question, Monday to Thursday at 6 p.m.
This is the show where we bring you all the hot and happenings from the world of entertainment and lifestyle.
Really?
Fashion that made you gag. Films that made you fangirl. Art that made it to the gram, and trends that kept us with the program. Hello and welcome to a brand new show. I am your host Mayank Chaudhary and this is Limelight.
Our Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
Launch control 0 to 100.
This isn't just about cars and bikes. This is about how you move. This car makes no sense, yet it makes every sense. What we are sitting inside is a Joby-powered air taxi. Your friend said, "Ye le le." We said, maybe not. Hi, my name is Siddharth Sharma. I'm your NDTV Automate, your ultimate guide into the world of automobiles and mobility.
Buy. Sell. Hold. Hold.
Confused? What to buy? What to sell? What to hold? Ask Profit with Mahima and Puneet. Monday to Friday, 10:30 a.m. only on NDTV Profit.
मीठा या नमकीन, चाहे जैसे खाओ, 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसेली, स्वादिष्ट, सेहतमंद, हर रोज।
They say morning shows the day. Markets often have other plans. By midday, the story can be very different. That's when the right insights helps you rethink the day. Trades, trends, the moves that matter. Join me, Nisha Poddar, for Markets at 12, your edge for every move.
Well, the United States has charged Lawrence Bishnoi and Goldie Brar with the alleged murder of Khalistani extremist Hardeep Singh Nijjar in Canada. As per US federal indictment unsealed in Los Angeles, Bishnoi ordered the killing of Nijjar in a coordinated action named Operation Hardball. Now, the law enforcement agencies of US, Canada and Europe arrested 24 persons, 11 of them in California. According to federal prosecutors, Bishnoi allegedly directed an international criminal network from inside a prison using contraband mobile phones and encrypted internet communication devices. On June 18, 2023, Hardeep Singh Nijjar was gunned down by masked men in the parking lot of the Guru Nanak Sikh Gurudwara in Surrey, British Columbia.
Law enforcement has arrested approximately 24 defendants across the United States, Canada, and Europe. The gang's North American leader, Goldie Brar, and the gang's European leader, Rot Godara, are charged with racketeering conspiracy. That Lawrence Bishnoi and Goldie Brar directed the 2023 assassination of a prominent Sikh leader in Canada, identified by his initials HSN in the indictment. The indictment also charges Bishnoi, Brar, and others with trafficking cocaine and methamphetamine in the LA area, including by stealing hundreds of pounds of drugs from rival drug trafficking groups.
Coordinated operation strikes at the heart of these brutal transnational organizations that have terrorized families, exploited communities, and stolen lives through ruthless acts of violence in the United States and abroad. We, alongside our partners, remain steadfast in our commitment to identifying these violent organizations, disrupting their activities, and ensuring they face the justice they deserve.
Our work today makes our communities, cities, provinces, states, and countries much safer. But it also is a symbol of something even greater. Strong and reliable collaboration that made this operation possible. Information sharing and intelligence sharing that translated into action that led to the takedown of these groups.
Massive raids have taken place across United States, Europe and Canada against the Lawrence Bishnoi gang and of course Goldie Brar as well. There's a massive statement that has come in from the US Attorney's Office from California, the FBI in Los Angeles and of course Canada as well. There's been a year-long operation against India-based Lawrence Bishnoi, who's of course imprisoned right now. But the US Attorney's Office is in fact putting accusation against the Lawrence Bishnoi gang of being part of the drug syndicate across US, Canada and Europe. There were simultaneous raids that took place in United States, in Canada and in Spain, Georgia and several other locations as well. There are at least 10 to 11 people that the US Attorney's Office says that are still on the run. Currently, 24 people have been arrested in all these massive raids that have taken place since the beginning of the Lawrence Bishnoi gang years ago. This is the massive blow for the first time coming in their global operations. Currently, the Indian government has not issued any kind of a statement, but this comes as a massive development from the US intelligence agencies and of course Canada, Spain, Georgia and other parts of the world also part of this massive raids and operation in which drugs including heroin and of course cocaine have been also recovered. There are arms and ammunition that have also been recovered in this operation, and currently questioning of those individuals who have been arrested is underway and they are being produced in a court of law.
India Inc.'s most respected names chose India Inc.'s best and brightest.
I'm delighted to be chairing a committee of such distinguished fellow businessmen, bankers. It's just lovely to be back on this NDTV jury. I have been a fan of NDTV for a long time.
Many of the nominees are extremely close together in terms of what they've done.
Gender parity to be reflected while we choose leadership as well.
It's also important that how they are reshaping the industries.
We've got a fantastic jury and we've left all decisions to the wisdom of the jury.
We have seen once again with both Washington and Tehran hardening their positions in what is now becoming a dangerous cycle of military action. The US has launched fresh military strikes targeting Iran's strategic locations, including Bandar Abbas and Kashmir Island. According to US Central Command, the strikes were carried out in response to attacks on commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. The Central Command has described the operation as a necessary step to impose quote-unquote heavy costs on Iran, accusing Tehran of violating the ceasefire. Iran, however, has strongly rejected the US claims. Its deputy foreign minister has termed the strikes as a blatant violation of the agreement, warning that Iran will take decisive action.
Iran and United States have carried out massive strikes against each other. Ceasefire between the two sides is in tatters. According to United States, in response to targeting commercial ships in Strait of Hormuz, US Central Command has hit 80 Iranian targets in Bandar Abbas and other coastal areas. Its air defenses have been targeted. So in response, Iran is saying they have hit 85 United States targets in Bahrain and Kuwait. Kuwait is saying that air defenses are have been activated and to deal with drones and missiles coming from Iran, and also in Bahrain, where we know the US's biggest, fifth fleet is in Bahrain that has been targeted. So huge escalation in Middle East, and yesterday I was speaking to top Iranian official here, and they're saying that they are ready for war, and because they fear that war is returning, and they are saying, how can we trust United States of America, who have breached even the dialogue process and targeted Iran twice in 9 months. So they are saying here, Iran, there's a sense in Iran, and the government officials are clearly saying that they are not able to convince their population to give dialogue, give talks a chance. So on the both sides, their suspicion, and Hormuz is again becoming really a problematic point, trigger point, and oil prices have already gone up, and after this escalation, it is now clear that Iran may now block Strait of Hormuz again.
The big controversy at the FIFA World Cup after Argentina's dramatic comeback win over Egypt in the round of 16, attention has shifted from the result to the refereeing. Egypt has filed an official protest alleging that several key decisions went against them and influenced the outcome of the match. The Egyptian Football Association says the officiating violated FIFA's principles of fair play and is demanding a review of the contentious calls.
Mohamed Salah standing with his hands clasped in front of the referee became one of the defining images of Tuesday night. Instead of celebrating another World Cup classic, FIFA is now again facing questions over the standard of officiating, disciplinary decisions, and the use of VAR. Egypt believes several crucial calls went against them and has highlighted some of the major incidents. In the first half, replays appeared to show Argentina fullback Nahuel Molina making contact with Imam Ashar using his outstretched arm inside the area. Egypt appealed for a penalty, but neither the referee nor VAR intervened. Egypt thought they had taken the lead through Mustafa Ziko, only for the goal to be ruled out following a VAR review. The decision proved to be another major flashpoint. The biggest controversy came in the second half. Mohamed Salah went down inside the Argentina penalty area after a challenge from Nicolas Tagliafico. Replays suggested Tagliafico made contact with Salah's foot before the Egyptian captain lost possession. The Egyptian Football Association has now submitted a formal complaint against French referee François Letexier and his officiating team. The federation has also requested that the officials be removed from the remainder of the tournament, alleging a series of decisive errors.
مش عايز اقول هارد لك لينا، لا احنا طلعنا بشرف من ناحيتنا، لكن النتيجه غير النتيجه المؤثره، غير بعيد عن الفير بلاي اللي بيقول عليه الاتحاد الفيفا، وريسبكت ولا فير بلاي توداي. النهارده ما فيش ريسبكت ولا في فير بلاي.
The Egypt-Argentina controversy is the latest in a growing list of refereeing disputes at this World Cup. In recent days, national federations, including Belgium's and confederations such as UEFA, have publicly questioned officiating standards. As the tournament reaches the knockout stages, scrutiny over refereeing and VAR is becoming as intense as the football itself. Rika Roy for NDTV.
And here's a quick recap of the controversy. Argentina's thrilling comeback victory over Egypt has sparked a major refereeing controversy at the FIFA World Cup. Egypt had a second-half goal disallowed after VAR review, while two other decisions have come under intense scrutiny. The Egyptians believe a foul on Imam Ashur went unpunished in the first half and that Mohamed Salah should have been awarded a penalty after going down inside the box. Egypt's coach and players have openly questioned the officiating, with the decision triggering a fierce debate among fans, former players and pundits over whether the match officials got the biggest calls right. And on that note, we simply a short break. News and updates will continue here on NDTV. Thank you for watching Breaking Ground.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आपका पार्सल फिर से हमारे घर पे आया है।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में।
माँ भी हमेशा पीमाक मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी, ये आपके लिए।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में।
P-Mark, the mustard specialist since 1933.
सरसों से सरसों, थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा और प्योर मसाला।
At NDTV Profits, every day is a new day, buzzing with news, information, analysis. A lot of it. That is why we separate the news that is urgent and important for you from what is not. News that influences outcomes across markets, policy, and the corridors of power. At 6 p.m., we turn our attention to the critical conversations that matter. I'm Vikram Oza, bringing you the big question, Monday to Thursday at 6 p.m.
This is the show where we bring you all the hot and happenings from the world of entertainment and lifestyle.
Really?
Fashion that made you gag. Films that made you fangirl. Art that made it to the gram, and trends that kept us with the program. Hello and welcome to a brand new show. I am your host Mayank Chaudhary and this is Limelight.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
Launch control 0 to 100.
This isn't just about cars and bikes. This is about how you move. This car makes no sense, yet it makes every sense. What we are sitting inside is a Joby-powered air taxi. Your friend said, "Ye le le." We said, maybe not. Hi, my name is Siddharth Sharma. I'm your NDTV Automate, your ultimate guide into the world of automobiles and mobility.
Buy, sell, hold, hold.
Confused? What to buy? What to sell? What to hold? Ask Profit with Mahima and Puneet. Monday to Friday, 10:30 a.m. only on NDTV Profit.
मीठा या नमकीन, चाहे जैसे खाओ, 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसेली, स्वादिष्ट, सेहतमंद, हर रोज।
They say morning shows the day. Markets often have other plans. By midday, the story can be very different. That's when the right insights helps you rethink the day. Trades, trends, the moves that matter. Join me, Nisha Poddar, for Markets at 12, your edge for every move.
Well, the United States has charged Lawrence Bishnoi and Goldie Brar with the alleged murder of Khalistani extremist Hardeep Singh Nijjar in Canada. As per US federal indictment unsealed in Los Angeles, Bishnoi ordered the killing of Nijjar in a coordinated action named Operation Hardball. Now, the law enforcement agencies of US, Canada and Europe arrested 24 persons, 11 of them in California. According to federal prosecutors, Bishnoi allegedly directed an international criminal network from inside a prison using contraband mobile phones and encrypted internet communication devices. On June 18, 2023, Hardeep Singh Nijjar was gunned down by masked men in the parking lot of the Guru Nanak Sikh Gurudwara in Surrey, British Columbia.
Law enforcement has arrested approximately 24 defendants across the United States, Canada, and Europe. The gang's North American leader, Goldie Brar, and the gang's European leader, Rot Godara, are charged with racketeering conspiracy. That Lawrence Bishnoi and Goldie Brar directed the 2023 assassination of a prominent Sikh leader in Canada, identified by his initials HSN in the indictment. The indictment also charges Bishnoi, Brar, and others with trafficking cocaine and methamphetamine in the LA area, including by stealing hundreds of pounds of drugs from rival drug trafficking groups.
Coordinated operation strikes at the heart of these brutal transnational organizations that have terrorized families, exploited communities, and stolen lives through ruthless acts of violence in the United States and abroad. We, alongside our partners, remain steadfast in our commitment to identifying these violent organizations, disrupting their activities, and ensuring they face the justice they deserve.
Our work today makes our communities, cities, provinces, states,
Hello viewers, welcome to the Southern View. In this segment, we'll bring you all updates from down south. We're joined by Sam Daniel from Chennai and Deepak Bopanna from Bengaluru, and also Ashwin and Ritu has sent a mini reports from Wayanad landslide. We will show you everything. And first, let's begin the session with the news from Tamil Nadu. So our top story today is about the showdown between the TVK government and DMK over the Parandur airport. Remember, this Parandur airport was a second proposed airport for Greenfield Airport for Chennai district. DMK introduced this project in 2022 after finalizing Parandur as a second airport for Chennai district. But however, then also many political parties, especially parties like PMK and TVK and environmentalists, flagged the concern over the environment damage, concern over the Parandur airport, and also mentioned about if Parandur airport implemented in the site, it will damage many water bodies and also farmers' lands. Even Eknapuram village, from where villagers holds a massive protest, even they continue to hold protest opposing the Parandur airport. They have been demanding not to implement airport in the site, saying that their farmlands are getting affected. But however, previous DMK government continues to argue, saying that it is not going to affect farmlands for the development of Tamil Nadu, and also for more industries and investments towards the Tamil Nadu. Parandur airport is, we can't deny Parandur airport, so it is need for her. This was the argument put forward by the DMK. But however, remember, in 2025 TVK Chief Vijay, as a politician, first participated in the protest opposing the Parandur project. Vijay himself went to Kanjipuram district. He was part of the protest and he spoke about opposing the Parandur project. Even also he gave a word saying that when TVK forms the government, they will strongly oppose the Parandur project, and he also gave a word, second airport for Chennai will become but in a different location, alternative location. Now Chief Minister, as TVK forms the government, once again TVK Minister and CTR Nirmal Kumar has reiterated their stand. Now it's changed as far as Parandur project is concerned. Even he said their government more focus on environment, without damaging environment, without affecting environment. They are focusing on giving development to the state. Here is what CTR Nirmal Kumar and others had to say about this issue.
More on this Parandur airport. But when you wanted to disturb environment, when you wanted to disturb water bodies, and then when you want to go for a growth, definitely we are not towards it. So we are not against growth also, but when you wanted to, when you ask us like which is priority, definitely environment is first priority.
When this government came, initial days they said it is because of the pollution and the waterways, everything. That will be disturbed, so they don't want Parandur. Instead, they suggested that there will be a industrial estate, which will also have the same problems as well as an airport. So now, knowing fully well that their explanation or their alternative route is blocked. Now Mr. Nirmal Kumar chose to say that the runway is impossible. This is something ridiculous. A minister cannot say like this.
These people, they don't know, they are not interested in any growth of Tamil Nadu. The TVK government, see, they talk much. During their period, many industries have gone to Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh. So let us wait and see how they deal with it and what is the stand of the government of India, Civil Aviation Ministry in this matter.
Parandur Airport is a very, very important project for the future of Tamil Nadu. If there is one missing link for the growth story of the state of Tamil Nadu, is a very well-developed airport. See, Meenambakam Airport, which is within the city, there are a lot of limitations. It is within the city, so we are not able to expand that. And due to that also, the city is not able to expand vertically. So that is the biggest problem with the Meenambakkam airport, and due to which the passenger traffic, the cargo traffic is being diverted to Bengaluru and Hyderabad.
So we have to wait for official confirmation from the TVK government, but it is not going to be easy task for TVK as choosing another site, alternative site for Chennai, our second airport will be a huge task for TVK government. We have to wait. Meanwhile, some breaking news. We have Sam Daniel. Sam, over to you.
Thank you, Vijay. Well, the tussle between the TVK government, the new TVK government, and the governor over the appointment of vice chancellors and having the governor as chancellor of the state-run universities continue. In fact, the TVK government has reiterated that they would follow the same policy which was taken by the earlier DMK regime, and they say they would want the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu to be made the Chancellor of state-run universities. Trouble began during the earlier regime under the DMK when the then governor tried to add a new UGC nominee in the search committee to appoint vice chancellors. It was then the ruling DMK then had wanted the chancellor to be, the chief minister to be the chancellor, and in fact they had passed a law which ultimately the Supreme Court had deemed to have been granted assent because of the delay by, number one, the governor here, and then by the president later. Today, the Higher Education Minister Viswanathan has said the government would continue that stand. Although earlier the Madras High Court had stayed operation of that particular aspect of the law which was passed through the help of the Supreme Court, later that thing was lifted and now the Supreme Court is hearing the larger case behind this. Of course, this comes at a time the Higher Education Minister has also explained that the government is open to the idea of having 2 syndicate members as representatives in the search committee, making the 3-member committee 5. Again, there is conflicting opinions from other political parties saying this could actually ruin the power the state government enjoys because all these state universities are governed by their own statutes, and this kind of a blanket rule could actually jeopardize that and could make the specific provisions in these university bylaws a casualty. Here are the political responses to this particular idea mooted by the Higher Education Minister.
காலங்காலமா சான்சலர் கவர்னரா இருந்திருக்கிறாங்க. ஆனா கடந்த முறை ஒரு சேலஞ்சிங் இருந்தது. அது முதல்வர் சான்சலரா இருக்கிறதா இல்ல கவர்னர் தான் சான்சலரா தொடர்வாரான்னு இருந்தது. இப்ப கூட தமிழக அரசின் சார்பாக வைத்திருக்கிற வேண்டுகோள் மாண்புமிகு தமிழக முதலமைச்சர் அவர்கள் சான்சலராக வேண்டும் என்பது கோரிக்கை தமிழக அரசின் சார்பாக எழுப்பப்பட்டு இருக்கிறது.
Has to go by the advice of the cabinet. That is what constitution says. Governor is not a decision maker. Governor should act as per the advice of the cabinet. Cabinet is the authority because it is the democratically elected body. Governor is an appointed person. So they should take the advice of the cabinet and decide on their action. They have no independent powers. So we cannot allow, because particularly now, when education is scientifically needed and it should teach people something, but this government does all wrong.
The larger picture, at least 15 state-run universities in Tamil Nadu, all without vice-chancellors, denting the quality of education and several key decisions. Well, that's all from Tamil Nadu. Our next stop, neighbouring Kerala, where my colleague Ritu is reporting from ground zero from the Wayanad landslides. Ritu?
Well, a fresh landslide has hit Wayanad. We are right now in Kerala. NDTV remains to be on ground to bring you all the major details about this landslide, which has just taken back to that 2024 landslide, which in fact claimed more than 400 lives. And even till date, you see mostly around 50 members still have gone missing. Right now, we continue to be here on ground, and we continue to show you this rescue operation, which is on here at Wayanad's Mepari region. There you see basically now this whole tragedy was stuck over here when the twin tunnel road construction was on. Now this is the starting point. You see, viewers, where that the mud was, the excavated soil was accumulated at one location. The moment when there was a landslide, there was just 10 meters away from a mountain that you can see on our screen. That's where you see there was a huge wall that was built just 10 meters from that mountain. When the landslide occurs, the whole of a structure comes down, and thereafter this whole soil that was basically accumulated at one location gets crushes down. There we have seen that in the CCTV footage as well, how that many in fact tried to run away to save their lives, while many got stuck over here. Now with the fresh details that what we are learning here on ground is that in a visual that you can see the JCB which is functioning, the rescue operation is on. You have majorly NDRF team now functioning on this part of this whole construction site now, because they have found a hint that there might be one body under this debris. So they are trying to clear this debris to find that body. Meanwhile, you see the challenges for the rescue team is also getting more tougher. Now this mainly because the rainfall here remains to be very heavy. This region is witnessing not less than 200 mm of rainfall for the past 2 days. Even as the rescue operation is on, the rains are very heavy in this region, where you can see there's a water stream that you can see as well in our visuals. Now what that the rescue team is also suspecting is that all likely there is also a probability that 2 to 3 bodies might have also got washed away as well. Now that's the reason there is another set of a rescue operation which is on as well by the rescue team. This is through the ropeway now. Apart from the JCB operations, there's also a ropeway operation that is also on to find that 5 bodies that have got trapped under this debris. Meanwhile, you see 5 of them have been dead in this whole incident. Half a dozen of them are undergoing a treatment as well at a hospital. But the major question over here remains to be what really went wrong. The system is in question, of course, no doubt as well. But however, you see the politics is also getting played out as well on this whole. Let's listen into first these political reactions that are coming in.
Wayanad landslide is a very unfortunate it has happened. Now the government is going to study in detail, a techno-legal study we are going to study, and we will go for the investigation also. Then second thing is that we will check the construction company. There are some conditions from the Environment Department of the central government, whether they are obeying these conditions or not. The PWD minister directed the PWD secretary, and PWD secretary and other engineers went to this place and they checked. They also warned the concerned parties, contractors, to the possibilities for a disaster.
Yesterday we were able to retrieve 3 bodies, and 9 people have been shifted to the hospital. All of them are doing very well. They are stable. 1 person, 2-3 persons are in ICU, and they are given very good care. So today the focus will be to find these 5 missing persons. So we are continuing the search and rescue operation. We have divided into 4 zones, and equipments are there, cadaver dogs are there with us. So we have mobilized everything, and we will be focusing on that. And we are trying to reinstate the transportation also. So once that is done, we will see further what actions have to be done.
Traffic through the blocked roads due to the mudslide completely cleared by 4 a.m. today morning, early morning. And it will help all activities, including the transport, the vehicle, the equipment for the searching, and all will be boosted in a very good manner.
Well, in the God's own country, Kerala, the nature once again has played its game this time. Again in Wayanad, you see the country was still not being able to overcome what happened in 2024 landslide, in fact, here in Wayanad itself, where more than 400 people, in fact, lost their lives. I have with me Senior Commander Akhilesh Kumar. So thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. जब लैंडस्लाइड ठीक उस जगह पर हुआ तो वहाँ से जो है कहीं ना कहीं ये मलबा इस तरफ आ चुका है। 2 डिवीज़न जो है यहाँ पर दिखाई दे रहे हैं। सर, हमें पूरी तरीके से पहले ये एक्सप्लेन कीजिए।
मैडम, ऐसा है कि आप जो सही बताया कि जो सामने में जेसीबी अभी चल रही है, वहाँ पर एक रिटेनिंग वॉल था, जो वॉल ब्रेक हुआ है ड्यू टू द वाटर पोरोसिटी और वाटर का जो लोड था उसके कारण, और वो ब्रेक होके और वो मोमेंटम लिया, मोमेंटम ब्रिज के बोथ साइड में वो स्लरीज और जो मड है वो आया, और ये आने के बाद जो है जो लोग अंदर में काम कर रहे थे वो लोग उससे भागे, तो कुछ लोग रोड तक आ गए। रोड तक आने के बाद वो उसी मोमेंटम में वो ब्रिज के बोथ साइड में चांसेज है कि दबे हुए होंगे।
Well, NDTV remains to be on ground. Joining me right now is my colleague Ashwin as well. He's somewhere here at this site too. Ashwin, you see, firstly explain us, you are somebody who have covered Kerala often. The landslide in this region is not something new as well. Tell us what really went wrong, how that the system is in question still. But firstly, how is that the union government is also assuring at this point in time the Kerala government with this whole disaster that has taken place? Yes, Ashwin.
That's right, Ritu. I'm just hardly 20 kilometers away from you, where we are expecting Chief Minister V.D. Satishan to land here in a helicopter. Before that, V.D. Satishan has also informed that Home Minister Amit Shah, in fact, called and gave all sort of support that is required. In fact, he took notes from what the Chief Minister had stated. And the Chief Minister today also spoke to the media in Thiruvananthapuram, where he clarified that a techno-legal study will be conducted. And till then, this entire tunnel which is being built connecting Wayanad to other districts of Kozhikode will be stalled until a full techno-legal study is completed. So essentially meaning that this incident has led to the government almost going to be halting this project till a feasibility study, till an environment feasibility study will be done. So that is a big development that we are that has happened right now. Chief Minister V.D. Satishan is set to come in a helicopter in a few hours from now. It was supposed to be 1 earlier. It is slightly shifted, but we can expect him anytime before evening, and to also visit the site and then meet with the media today in a civil station in Wayanad town as well. Meanwhile, this particular contractor has also laid the blame on the government. They're saying that all the compliance has been met with by the contractor, but the land where the landslide occurred, it belongs to the forest department. So certainly there are some blame games that is there. The government has blamed the contractor. On the other side, the contractor has stated that it is not, the government is misjudged its verdict, and they will be giving a clarification on the same. So that's a big development, Ritu. As we are speaking, it's raining in Wayanad. There has been incessant rain continuously for the last 3 days, and this has caused the complete rescue and search for the mortal remains of those 5 individuals. What we know so far is that 5 individuals, 2 of them are from Himachal Pradesh, 1 from Bihar, 1 from Jharkhand is supposed to be missing, and the details are awaited. Hopefully today the government is expecting that they would be able to pull out and hopefully rescue these 5 people who are missing. So that's a big development, Ritu.
Well, thank you, Ashwin, for all those details. Of course, it needs to be seen, as our colleague Ashwin was pointing out, that the system has a larger question to answer here as well, because 17 days before is when that viewers and indication was given to the private contractors that they need to stop a work, but apparently that did not happen. Neither here the contractor can really wash their hands away and get away from this, and so is that the government as well, because the DC, for that matter, the Wayanad district collector, or for that matter the NDRF as well, have all the rights and power as well to have ensured to stop this work. Then this would have really been averted as well. But now let's just go across to our neighboring state, Karnataka as well, where my colleague Deepak Bopanna brings us more news. Deepak, over to you.
Well, thank you, Ritu. Here in Karnataka, you have many urban cities which, of course, have a problem with bad roads. And in Udupi's Karkala, residents staged a unique protest. They started to put up saplings because there were potholes and puddles of water filled with slush in different parts, which is used regularly by motorists. People even walk along this stretch, and whenever vehicles pass by, they say, especially in the monsoon, it's becoming a horrendous situation. Now, while of course time and again poor road conditions are pointed out by various people, citizens, political parties, but the situation on the ground, of course, especially when there are heavy rains, it remains. Now, meanwhile, of course, as we continue to bring these developments, breaking news that's coming in, I'm going to cut across to the studio where we bring you latest updates.
Coming in, and this is President Trump of the United States has spoken out after striking Iran last night. He's gone on to say that they are a bunch of scums. That is what Trump has said. As far as the MOU is concerned, he thinks that it's over. These are evil, sick people. We have to rid their cancer. And you know what you do? You got to cut out the cancer early, and that is how Trump is reacting. I told them every time you hit, we hit, and of course they're playing dirty. They're dirty players. They've killed thousands and thousands of our soldiers. They've killed hundreds of thousands of innocent people. That is what Trump is now saying. So according to Trump, that deal is off as far as the MOU is concerned. Let's listen in to Donald Trump.
Is the ceasefire done? Is the MOU dead?
It's a very interesting question. To me, I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're sick people. They're led by sick people. And they're vicious, violent people. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it. As far as I'm concerned, it's over.
Rajkal, my colleague joining us. A waste of time having talks with Iran is how Donald Trump is now putting it, and saying, according to him, that deal is perhaps over and off, and calling them scums. Take us through the details.
Well, Divya, it's a big development coming at this hour. Just weeks after a ceasefire was announced between US and Iran, there have been continuous provocations coming in. But in the last 36 hours, there have been latest developments of strikes on commercial shipping. And then last night, US striking Iran very, very strongly. And now Trump claiming that it is all over. He is indicating the fact that US-Iran ceasefire is over at this stage. He is, in fact, calling Iran a cancer. Those are the words that Donald Trump is using to describe the leadership of Iran. He also says that the leadership in Iran are liars. They are not abiding by the principles of the ceasefire. And certainly, this is a big development that is coming at this hour. We'll have to wait and watch how things unfold. At this stage, now on, will the ceasefire be maintained or the confrontation continue? But this is a big statement coming in from the US president, who is claiming that at this stage, it's all over. He's saying that the Iranian leadership are liars. It is a waste of time to, in fact, negotiate with them. But the words that he used, I think it's over, is huge. And certainly will have geopolitical consequences and ramifications in regard to what we have witnessed over the last few days and months. So clearly, a huge statement coming in. We have
Aditya,
seen...
what does this mean as far as if the MOU is over, according to what Trump has said? Because he was asked that, he said he doesn't want to deal with them anymore. He says they're a bunch of liars because they did agree that there would be no nuclear weapons, but when they walked out of that deal, they had something different to say to the press. What is it that Iran has been saying on the matter, and what has really happened in the last 24 hours? Because we do know there have been strikes, and not just contained to Iran but other parts of the Gulf as well.
Well, certainly Iran, as of now, is saying that it is the United States which has violated the ceasefire. Iranian leadership has said that it is the Islamabad Memorandum of Understanding that has been violated by, in fact, the Trump administration. And at this stage, clearly there is a fresh confrontation and a diplomatic standoff that is brewing between US and Iran. We'll have to wait and watch what turn it takes, whether there will be mediation by other countries, including Pakistan. Doesn't seem like that the mediation of Pakistan has helped in this stage. It was anyways, Divya, always a fragile ceasefire. And currently, there are fresh statements coming in from US President Donald Trump, who is claiming that this is, in fact, over. He's saying that there was continuous provocation coming in from the Iranian side. And clearly, they have not abided by the principles of the ceasefire. It's a huge statement coming in. Trump claiming that the ceasefire is over, but whether this is something that the U.S. Central Command, the White House abides by, or is this only pressure tactics and narrative building, we'll have to wait and watch.
Right, Trump has gone ahead and said that we hit them hard yesterday, that was last night, and we're going to hit them hard again today. So, threatening them with more strikes.
Absolutely. That is what Trump has been claiming continuously. That is the kind of statement that has been coming in from the US President Donald Trump. He said that there were powerful attacks that took place last night. He's also suggesting that the attacks that took place yesterday, Bandar Abbas, were one of the biggest that have happened in the recent weeks. Ever since the ceasefire was announced between US and Iran yesterday, all hell broke loose when, in the last 36 hours, there were 3 attacks by the Iranian side on the commercial shipping that included a Qatar-flagged ship that was headed towards India. It was an energy ship, and in retaliation, the waiver for buying and selling of oil from Iran was taken away. The sanctions were implemented again, and thereafter, late at night, there were U.S. strikes in Bandar Abbas, in Syria, and in other areas.
We also have the Iranian side, in fact, reacting. This is breaking news coming in on NDTV that Iran's foreign ministry has said that the violation of the Iranian arrangements in the Strait of Hormuz and the continued Israeli strikes in Lebanon has, made that interim deal ineffective. That is what Iran is saying. So it's not just Donald Trump there saying that the MOU is over and that he doesn't want to deal with the Iranians anymore. The Iranian side has also come out, and this is the foreign ministry. We're talking about Abbas Araghchi there, and of course that's the foreign minister. This is what Iran is saying, that they are the ones, the United States is the one that has violated this, because they have seen those strikes that have taken place as far as the Strait of Hormuz is concerned. There have been strikes in Lebanon, and those have continued, and that is why that interim deal. Do remember that Iran had said that they don't really trust the United States, and they will see how the implementation of that peace deal is going to take place over that 60-day period. Aditya Rajkol joining us. Aditya, it was a wait-and-watch game, and Iran there, not throwing caution to the wind. They kept saying time and again, reiterating that we don't trust the enemy, and we're going to wait and watch, and we're going to see how this implementation of this deal really takes, which is why there was that 60-day period. And now Iran also coming out and, echoing the same words as the United States, saying that deal is more or less over.
Well, that's right. The Iranian side is also very much clear.
Our colleague Himanshu is also with us in order to get us details. And in fact, we're seeing the repercussions. We are seeing that there have been attacks. These attacks have taken place last night. And Donald Trump there saying that there will be more attacks. I'm going to hit them hard. And, he's gone and spoken of how innocent lives have been lost because of the Iranians. Take us through what has really happened in the last 24 hours, Himanshu.
Well, first the attack.
Right, so we have the Iranian side. It's the foreign ministry of Iran there saying that the violation has taken place of the Iranian arrangement in the Strait of Hormuz, and that is why they are now considering that deal, that interim deal that was in place with the United States. They're saying that deal is off. And the reason is not just the Strait of Hormuz, but they also continue the strikes on Lebanon. And do remember that was a very sticky point for the Iranian side. And here we have Donald Trump there saying, I'm going to hit them hard, I'm going to hit them hard again in the matter of, the course of the day. Now, there has been a repercussion, and we're seeing the markets have tumbled after the West Asia escalation. Trump there declaring that Iran truce is more or less over. That's the biggest Nifty intraday fall since the 30th of March. The Nifty has fallen over 300 points in 25 minutes, and the Brent crude oil prices, that has risen by 4.2%. It's risen to $78.38 per dollar. That is the spike we're seeing as far as the oil prices are concerned, and that is a rise that we're seeing because of the statements that have come out, whether it's Donald Trump or the Iranian side coming out and saying that the MOU that was in place is now more or less done with. It's over.
Huge development now, and you can see the shockwaves already affecting markets in different parts of the world. NDTV news break on the ceasefire between Iran and the United States coming to an end dramatically in that announcement by President Donald Trump there. The Nifty has taken a historic tumble. The oil shockwave will be seen in other markets of the world very, very shortly. These are just the initial minutes after strikes have taken place inside Iran, and President Trump has formally announced the end of a ceasefire that was based on a very, very fragile understanding between the two countries ever since they began attempting to forge some kind of an end to the war that began on the 28th of February. But clearly now this means that the Iran war will be re-erupting. Trump has used his typically aggressive brand of words. He has said he will do everything he can to denuke Iran. He's also warned that attacks will continue. But the most crucial aspect of what Trump has said right now is that he has not repeated these words before. He has said that there are talks going on, that he is hopeful of something being worked out. He has issued warnings, but now he has said the ceasefire is over. It is as categorical as it can possibly get, with the US president pronouncing the ceasefire having ended. And remember, this comes at a time when Syed Ali Khamenei, the erstwhile premier of Iran, his funeral is taking place in Tehran at this point of time. The multi-day ceremony is playing out. There are huge crowds on the streets of Tehran for the funeral. NDTV's Nazir Masoodi has been reporting from inside Tehran just as Trump has announced a reignition of the war. Fresh strikes have happened inside Iran. This happened after Iran attacked some ships in the Hormuz Strait. That blockade continues as well. But this is the single biggest claim by President Trump on Iran. Listen to what he said.
Is the ceasefire done? Is the MOU dead?
It's a very interesting question. To me, I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're sick people. They're led by sick people. And they're vicious, violent people. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it. As far as I'm concerned, it's over.
Well, as you can see, this was President Trump, who looks fed up with having to deal with this entire situation, one that was created by his own actions when he declared war on Iran with the killing of Khamenei, the religious leader of Iran, on the 28th of February, in the opening hours of that war. And now he says that the ceasefire is over. Our Foreign Affairs editor, Aditya Rajkol, is live with me. Aditya, categorical words from the president coming in the wake of fresh attacks inside Iran, shockwaves already being felt. Your first reading of the situation, could this be a return to a full-blown exchange of the kind that we saw in March and April this year?
Well, certainly, Shiv, nothing can be ruled out. This is a huge statement coming in from US President Donald Trump on the sidelines of the NATO summit in Turkey. What we are witnessing in the last 36 hours is anything that we had guessed. Of course, all was not well between Iran and US. There were deliberate provocations and statements that were coming in from both sides. But there was a fragile ceasefire that was at play. And there were further talks that were going to take place. But Trump now announcing that Iran is a cancer. These are his words. He's saying it's over. He's suggesting that the ceasefire cannot take place and the talks cannot take place because Iranian side cannot be trusted. He's saying they are a bunch of liars. And this comes at a time when Iran is mourning Ayatollah Khamenei. There's been several days of mourning that's been announced and taking place. Thousands of mourners are on the streets of Tehran and other cities, including Qom right now. We'll have to wait and watch how things unfold. It started with Iran targeting 3 ships, including a Qatari-flagged vessel that was headed towards India. There was some damage reported on these 3 vessels. The UK Maritime Authority also increased the threat level at the Strait of Hormuz to severe. And now Trump indicating that this is, in fact, over, has massive consequences, not just in terms of the connectivity and the disruptions at the Strait of Hormuz, but also the crude Brent prices that will skyrocket, the markets that could crash, and also global supply chains being impacted. We'll have to wait and watch whether there will be a full-blown escalation, because already in the last few hours, we have seen Israel upping the ante against Hezbollah in Lebanon. Not just hand-to-hand combat, but apart from that, missiles and rockets being slammed against Hezbollah in Lebanon. So Israel is seeing an opportunity to increase their military operations in Lebanon as of now, even as the ceasefire doesn't hold. Trump's statements have been, in fact, retaliated with counter statements coming in from the Iranian leadership, who said that it is the United States, in fact, which is violating the ceasefire and not Iran.
Stay with me, Aditya, because the Nifty has just taken a big tumble, and I want to bring in NDTV Profits Sharad Dubey in quickly on this. Sharad, just decode the initial shockwave effects in the Indian markets at this point of time in the wake of these fresh strikes in Iran. How are you looking at this? Tell us about that.
There's a massive sell-off happening, and not only India, but we can see the European market futures also taking a big dip. Looking at Nifty, a sharp sell-off coming in. A Nifty Bank also, the story is there. And we can see largely the India VIX, the volatility indicator which we track, a massive spike is coming in. Brent crude also going up. And the concern definitely is on the weakening of rupee. Overall, the war risk premium, that has gone up. And the risk-on sentiment which was there, now that has reversed. There's a major reversal happening in most of the asset classes, be it crypto, emerging markets, and even you could say precious metals, where they are seeing a downtick. And there's a proper reversal happening across most of the asset classes. Concerns definitely there on the rising yields. And because of that, a lot of concern would be coming in the asset classes. Also, last trading session also we closed at the day's low, and now also we are currently at the day's low, and the sell-off is intensifying across the counters.
Is it likely to get worse, Sharad?